Welcome to Arena Grappling Series 12. I'm Jake Noaker, your host for tonight, and I will be joining our winners from each match to talk about all the epic action. This is our final card of 2023, and man, it's been an epic year of grappling at Arena and for our Arena Plus subscribers. Thank you so much for the support and all the subscriptions. 2024 is going to be a huge year, but first, we have 9 exciting matches at Arena 12 going down to Droogs MMA in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Our main event is sponsored by Grounded Grappler, and our winner of the main event will be getting a $100 reward from them. I'm going to throw it over to our commentary table now.
Hi, my name is Jillian Peterson, and I'll be one of your commentators this evening. I'm a black belt under NPR Endurance MMA and also an MMA matchmaker for Art of War Cage Fighting. And let me pass it over to our other fabulous commentator, Kat.
Hey guys, my name is Catherine Gojani. I am the co-owner of Droogs MMA and Jiu-Jitsu. I'm also a brown belt and was previously on Arena, the previous Arena, so make sure you guys are on Arena Grappling Plus and subscribe. And I am currently with our other co-host, which is Coop.
What's going on, guys? My name's Coop, Jacob Cooperman. It's my first Arena Grappling event. I'm an MMA commentary guy, and I'm going to be providing you with color commentary tonight. But without further ado, let's throw it back into the cage with our always charismatic Jake.
As I said, we have 9 exciting matches, and we're going to get them going right now. Welcome to Arena Grappling Series 12.
I just have a feeling there's going to be fireworks. A lot of submissions on this card nonetheless, so if you guys are watching, make sure you tell your friends to subscribe to Arena Plus.
Because where else are you going to get this product? Nowhere else. No one's not giving his opponent a lot of time to adjust.
For Bobby, he was 1.5 rounds in, and then finally managed to get there, though. Oh, he's so smooth. I think further blue belts, this guy's good.
Very impressive. Good sprawls by Omar early.
Ooh, wow. I feel like Sebastian came out ready to game, and Anthony was like, let me match your pace.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, no, I'm going to show you what I got. Daniel's in on it. Oh, toe hold versus a toe hold. Yes.
He's got the back.
It looked like some small 155.
Big double here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not on commentary tonight, but this deserves a signature.
My name's Nick Kutzevol, and what brings me to Arena is the drive to compete and just to have a good time.
My name's A. King De Leon, and I'm more of an MMA guy, so what drew me to this arena was the cage. Shout out to Triple Threat Combat Sports, my coaches Ed Simeon and Brad Simpers.
All right, guys, here we go. Arena Series 12. Entering first, out of the blue corner, Nick Kutzevol.
All right, we got Nick Kutzevol. This is his debut here at Arena Grappling. He's from Movement Art under Danny Myra and Nick Sals. He's a blue belt, and his only experience is in jiu-jitsu.
And his opponent, out of the red corner, A. King De Leon.
All right, A King is also making his debut here at Arena Grappling. He's from Triple Threat Combat Sports, also a blue belt, but he is very experienced in MMA, so that's kind of more of his
Sebastian and
experience.
Anthony are on deck.
Here we go. I'm getting excited.
Ooh. All right, we're kicking off. Number 12.
Nothing quite like the first match of an evening kind of get you started, right?
I'm really curious to see how it's going to start, because as we know, the Movement Art guys are super well known for their guard. I wonder if Nick is going to pull guard right away.
Yeah, and then you see, A King De Leon, he's, I've known him for years, in the MMA scene. So he's very much so, wants to be on top. So he's got more of the MMA grappling style. So let's see how well he can, deal with Nick's guard here.
Definitely a clash of styles, for
Absolutely.
sure. Movement Art is trained to really have their opponents come toward them. They kind of keep that elbow to knee connection, which is what we're seeing right now with Nick. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like MMA guys are always so pressure forward on the top. That's kind of what Movement likes.
Yeah, so you see
Such an active guard by Nick, too.
Yeah, for sure. He's doing a good job of, fighting off getting into bad spots on top. But I love K-guard. So every time I see people play K-guard, I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, and especially at the blue belt level. It's like you never know what people teach at gyms either when it comes to the leg lock game.
Right.
Some, if it's more of like an MMA-based gym, you don't know how much they really drill, leg locks in general.
And that pressure is going to be important as the match progresses, too. We talk about 3 5-minute rounds, I mean, that constant, like you talked about, that constant pressure, constantly trying to get into the guard, that's going to wear down on Nick heavily.
Yeah, and you saw King using the cage really well, too. As he was really heavy on Nick's legs, it was really hard for Nick to recover his guard because the cage was in a way. So you saw King was able to at least pass his guard, briefly with the cage. That's another thing that comes into a play here at Arena Grappling.
With the King having the history of MMA in the closed guard of Nick, I'm surprised he's not pulling him up more towards the cage. I feel like, after being previously on Arena and then doing a lot of cage rounds in that cage, finding myself in closed guard is like, I hate it. It's the worst. It's so painful on the back.
See, and as you say that, he's doing that now. He's putting Nick's head up against the cage because you see, especially with MMA, people play closed guard really low. Because technically in MMA that can be, that's technically winning for them. That's how they win a round. But in regards to sport jiu-jitsu, that's not winning the round. They need to work their way up to escape and pass because the guy on bottom has all the offense.
Right, and he's doing a good job. It looks like he's pulling on Nick's head, which is going to make it even worse. So that's probably why he has chosen to open his guard.
Nick also doing a good job of angling off right now, especially like you mentioned, using the cage. And just angling for something, looking for anything at the moment.
Absolutely. So you said, Coop, you haven't trained jiu-jitsu yet, but what do you train in that, what do you see here happening as somebody that doesn't really watch?
Well, like what you guys are saying, right? In MMA, we're talking about a different game right now. Obviously, in MMA, top player could rain down shots with impunity. Right. It's not MMA. This is not the same. We're not talking about the same ball game here. It does look like, again, that top pressure really just starting to wear, and credit to both guys for staying so composed and calm here. And especially to Nick, I know I've mentioned it before, but that active guard has
doing
really...
great at regarding.
Yes, regarding, and it's gotten him out of a lot of danger here early.
Yeah, it's really hard to really pass someone's guard and to really get settled into side control with someone who is actively regarding like Nick is. He's easily throwing his legs in to be able to recover that guard position. But you see a King is still so heavy on top, he's not really allowing Nick to get off, so much offense off of his back.
Definitely. I think Nick is looking for a little bit more space, even to just invert, maybe throw the left leg over. But there's no room to do that. King looks like he's controlling that leg with his right arm, which is a good idea.
Yeah, he's doing the smart thing of pinning that leg because as you see, Nick's got a little bit of that shoulder crunch. So maybe you can go for a little bit of like a straight arm bar, to help work some sweeps and stuff as well. But again, the cage is also in the way too that kind of prevents a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And what in your guys' estimation would be the best measure of offense that Nick could get off from this almost kind of, I don't want to say compromising position, but a position like this where, like you guys mentioned, he's up against the fence, right? He has a guy on top of him and a King pressuring him down actively. What's his best bet for mounting some sort of an offense right now?
I think controlling the hips is going to be really important. We've been training a lot of controlling the hips to leg rides, especially in the cage. Right now he's in quite a compromising position because they're up against the cage, so it's going to be hard to pass. But when he was at a point where he could almost thread his leg over and get into a leg ride, that would be my pick. What about you?
Yeah, I would say how he was trying to work the cage guard earlier because he was trying to, work his... He's got more movement in his legs, especially when you're getting smashed up against the cage. He was trying to get some underhooks underneath the King's leg. So I think K-guard is probably one of the best guards to kind of work when you're kind of smashed up against a little bit. So you can start attacking legs, especially when you can't really go so much for the upper body.
We're coming up on short time here. I don't think we're going to see a sub in round one. I think maybe 5 seconds left.
Short time.
And then we'll restart. We'll see where we're at. Here
nice micro adjustment by Nick, though, to end off the round.
We are heading into round two.
No submissions on the board heading into round two.
I think we're going to probably see something quite similar to round one.
Yeah, so we'll see, what their corners say, to their fighters, on how to change it up for round two. Because obviously you don't want to go into round two and then have another, almost stalemate. So we're going to see if a King's coach, changes up the game plan a little bit on how to really start to actively, pass his guard, what he wants to maybe switch to.
And listen, you guys are the experts here, but one thing, if I'm in the corner of a King, I'm saying is, hey, maybe let's keep this fight in open space, see what you can do there, see if you can shoot for anything, see if you can turn the momentum, the direction of this fight. Obviously, it sounds stupid, but in the other direction.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think the one problem is, though, he's not going to have the opportunity to shoot because they are so trained to pull. Like I would be shocked if he didn't pull right away.
Yep, there it goes.
They don't even touch and sit. They just kind of sit.
Then of course there's always the you shoot in and you can almost get guillotined almost immediately depending on where your head placement is. So
for sure.
there's that danger there too.
Right, so you see, like, especially out in the open, when you're playing someone with this really active open guard, you got to start getting control of his limbs. Starting getting control of his legs.
King just doing that. Yep.
And they do such a great job of staying tight. I actually had a match recently against Natalie Ferris, and then Gabby from Movement Arts was just on the card last time. Jillian commentated, and they were pretty much the same setup. So I know I'm always like,
nice
pass around, but
King.
every time you go in, you get stuck.
Yeah.
So.
And back to square one we go.
We are back to the
same
close
situation.
guard.
You called it.
So just a reminder, the arena format is the best of 3 or the majority of 3. So we're looking for a submission in each 5-minute round. And if there is no submissions or it's tied with 1 submission in round 1 from one guy and 1 from round 2 in the next guy, we would go to a draw in round 4, which is 10 minutes. Hopefully we don't get there. We'll see. I would love to see a submission.
Yeah, again though, I mean, King just doing a real good job of not giving Nick a lot of space to operate at all. But then it also, the question becomes, and again, I'll defer to you guys 10 times out of 10 on this, is like, what can a King do from the top here, right?
I think he's doing a good job. I mean, he's hopefully putting enough pressure on where trying to threaten the bottom person to open the guard. But it is, again, it's a movement thing where they don't mind when it's open. So.
Yeah, and also, again, like, a King's more of an MMA fighter. So when you have more of an MMA mentality, like, you're comfortable in sitting in top closed guard.
That was a great entry, I think, from K-guard. And he's in pretty deep on the knee if he's going to be able to invert through. But this is one of those wild positions where it's like, are you going to get smashed or are you going to be able to go all the way through to the leg? He's doing a great job staying inverted.
King also doing a good job of rolling with him.
He's in. I think we got maybe knee bar toe hold set up here. Yeah, so he has control of a King's leg now, except for you see a King, he's still trying to pull his leg back in. It's not like completely straight for that knee bar yet.
He could have had a good look at the toe hold, but a King is really good with his weight and managing his balance.
Definitely. Yeah, so he's making his hips and his legs really heavy.
For sure.
I'd like to see like a nice, he's got that cross face.
I think he's going to free it.
There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful escape by a King there.
Great use of a King's corner telling him to smash and come up in cross face. He was that was probably the closest thing we've seen to a submission attempt so far.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're halfway through round 2 already with just that. Time flies. It's crazy. Nick also cornering Nick. Nick recently getting his purple belt at Movement Arts in the corner of Nick. He is calling for Nick to open up, and he's doing a great job listening. I think are we back in K? It's hard to see from this angle.
Yeah, it's not the best angle for things.
He's almost got like a scissor sweep set up almost with like a foot in the hip though. But he is. Looks like he is going to that K guard. He does have a grip underneath.
Looking on maybe to invert again back to that right leg.
Yeah, also the problem though, you got a King is just very heavy on top of him again.
For sure.
So instead of just trying to open up and passing, he doesn't want to let him get underneath his leg like he just did a couple minutes ago.
Because it only takes a little bit. I mean, we saw he's been pressuring forward. The second he sits up just a little bit, Nick's going to be in on that leg. So I think he's very self-aware of that, which is great. This is definitely a good matchup for these guys.
And also for those listening, I mean, I know I keep harping on the pressure here, but we should talk about for a second the wear that it has on the gas tank of a guy being on the bottom like that. Not only being, I mean, you can talk about MMA, any of these sports, being on the back foot for one, but then also having a guy on top smothering you against the fence side. And he's not giving, Nick the time to kind of relax. And Nick's doing a really good job of adjusting and readjusting, but, I mean, has to be tiring, and we will see that take effect over the course of a fight. Excuse me.
It's definitely an endurance format.
Yeah.
So I think as we approach the next round, within the next minute, we are probably going to hear a little bit heavier breathing. But both guys, I'm surprised they have pretty good gas tanks. We're not hearing anything quite yet. And these guys are just blue belts. Their fight IQ is pretty good.
And a King just had an MMA fight 2 weekends ago.
Oh,
so you can
was it Art of War?
It was for Art of War.
Awesome.
He did. He just fought for Art of War. So his conditioning is up there.
He's ready to
just
go.
had an MMA fight. He's used to the rounds. He's used to this.
We have Nick back in on the leg of a King. He might have a good look at the
here.
heel or the knee bar here. He's getting straighter.
Is that going to be a knee bar?
Oh, and we have a tap. Very nice. Coming up on 20 seconds, too. That was a great tap in round 2.
Short time. And the King de Leon gets it done.
Nick Kutzable takes the lead heading into round 3 with a submission.
Good for him. Recognizing the time, not giving up. I love that. That was a great entry. He was looking for that all night.
Yeah, definitely. You could just see, like, he kept going to K guard. Every time a king would try to stand up to try and open up the guard, you saw him, reach under, start to switch to K guard. Like, that was his entry. You knew he wanted it.
That was it. He's going home like I hit the move I was looking for. But hey, the pressure's on a king now. He needs the sub to keep this match going to overtime since Nick's one up on him, and we're heading into round 3.
A lot of these guys are gamers. I mean, if there's an opportunity opening, we saw that with the submission last round. A lot of these guys are going to be able to get it done when the time calls for it.
This is an interesting setup, too. Instagram polls are always something that we take a look at for Arena, and these guys are really close.
Yeah.
A king is actually up by 58% of people think that he was going to win this match, so we'll see if he makes a comeback in this round.
Yeah, so he needs a submission win here in this round for it to go into overtime. If not, then Nick will take this.
And that overtime is long. It's the potential to be in there for, 25 total minutes, because overtime is 10 minutes long. So if I'm Nick, I'm doing everything to prevent that from happening. What I like to see, though, and what Nick is doing is after they get the submission, they don't just quit, because technically you could try to, hang out, stall, but instead he's looking for openings as well, looking seemingly to attack or isolate that left arm or right arm of a king's here.
And that's, again, we talk about that all the time. And this is not to cut a promo here, but that's kind of the way, that's what makes this arena grappling format so special and so one-to-one, is how much action is pushed, especially with this smaller type of cage.
Absolutely. I think there's a stall warning if they are not pushing action. Do you know what that stall warning is?
Yeah, so it's basically, even if you might be in a dominant position, it doesn't matter. If you're not trying to push for a submission or improving your own position, then either both fighters or the one that's not being active enough, they'll get a verbal warning first. Then if the second warning comes, they will restart them in a different position in basically whoever was the most forward progress. If neither was trying to progress their position, then they flip a coin and start him in butterfly guard.
There you go. Okay, cool. Oh, he's back in the K guard.
And he has a little bit
pretty deep on that leg.
He's got more room to move now that they're in the center of the cage and not up against it. He's not as
It's going to be a lot more
smashed.
favorable, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like Nick opts to go back to the close guard. I know that's something we always preach is K-guard is great because it keeps them on the inside. So if you do need to go right back to close guard, you don't risk opening up and getting them to pass, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's great. Just like how, sometimes triangle setups are great, but if you don't even have a good setup, then your guard is getting passed immediately.
Yes.
And there you go,
So
King Leon. Piloting this one right back. There's something else to be said, right?
Yeah. He was like, let's
something
go,
to be said for the fight IQ. If you're doing well there, he did get subbed there, but I like the chances better against the fence than in open space.
And he still looks like he's ready to go. I don't think a king looks tired at all. I think, he's down.
Armbar.
An armbar.
Potential armbar.
That has the potential to get tight if he doesn't stack quick enough and get that right arm out.
Yeah, I think you see a king is trying to posture up a little bit. I don't know how deep Nick has it, though.
Yeah, it's good balance by King, though.
That was a very seamless transition of the left leg to... Ooh. Oh, but we got a neon
neck.
face. Beautiful
Neon
defense.
face.
We like it.
That's
Very
aggressive.
nice.
That's aggressive.
Great defense by
I
King.
like the neon face.
But you see Nick immediately going for the leg off of that.
Oh, man. Was he in on a potential wrist lock for a
Yeah,
moment
he was
there?
for
I think
for
he
a
was
moment.
almost going for a reverse Americana
Yeah,
almost.
Interesting. Well, a King's in a good spot. He's almost in pretty much a leg drag. If he could just make his left side heavy, he'll be able to pass. But
Yeah, if he just sprawls his leg back a little bit, because I know Nick again wanted that leg. That's a good transition. If you lose that armbar, the leg is going to be
leg is
immediately
right there.
right when someone postures
Beautiful.
up.
Great
that was a great
adjustment to
pass.
get over there to
It was
side
quick
control.
too.
Yeah.
He is coming up on short time, but he's going to have a good look at arm and back exposure.
Yep.
Yeah, especially now that Nick's on his side and he's not flat on his back. When Nick was flat on his back, he was easily able to bring his legs back into recover guard. Now that he's facing the cage and away from a king, it's going to be a lot harder to recover that, that closed guard that he wanted before.
Absolutely.
Think about maybe taking...
Nice knee on belly by
Yeah.
King, possibly looking to transition to modified mount or mount. Nick's corner, Nick looking at the timer.
Oh,
I know he's going for his own armbar.
Oh no, he's in on the arm.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
but his
it's
left leg's not over.
potentially there. Oh.
Maybe a back take if he can't get that left leg over.
I mean,
And
he's
we
got,
emphasize
he's still
short
got that
time.
leg.
Leg
Yeah,
over.
he's got one over the head. He's trying to
About
squeeze
30
that other
seconds
one in.
left.
Oh my goodness.
He's trying to
He's
break
gonna
the
get something
grip.
done. He has to get it done now.
This is
He's got 30
scary.
seconds to work to break that grip.
I know he hurt us too.
If I'm Nick, I'm holding on for dear life. That's it. Try to get my left arm to the mat and hold on.
Right.
Jake, our presenter, just did the the drop shots, and this is the essential difference between MMA. That's funny.
It looks like he's
know.
taking his right leg off, so I have a feeling he's just going to be a little too short to get a finish
Yeah, I think
here.
Nick's probably just super tight in there, just not allowing any space to
Oh
happen.
man, what a good
What a
match.
finish.
That was a great back and forth.
What a way to
Good
start it
debut
off.
for these
Yeah.
175ers. That was awesome. This was of games.
And your winner, out of the blue corner, Nick Kuseval. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Nick Kuseval. Nick, first time in arena, man. How's it feel?
It feels a little weird. I'm not really used to the cage, but I think it's a really cool format. And yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, you came, you showed up, you're 1-0 now in the promotion, and you found the submission with like 15 seconds left of round 2. Was there at any point you were getting a little nervous about overtime or a little bit of a stalemate, or did you know you were going to find the submission?
No, I knew I was going to find it. I got confidence in myself, and I know what I'm going to do. So, yeah.
And this is our final card of 2023, but we have big plans for 2024, belts, more pay-per-views, live shows, you name it. You plan on being a part of this promotion, and when can we expect to see you back?
For sure, sometime in the future. I got to get better and come back even stronger. That's the plan for now.
Go catch your breath. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Kuseval.
My name is Alvin Retta, under Triple Threat Combat Sports, under Carlos Catania, and I'm here for war. I'm kind of old school jiu-jitsu guy. I keep it simple, finish the guy on top, and that's it.
My name is Nathaniel Chapel. I'm just out here to showcase all the hard work I put in the gym every day. That's what it's all about, just coming out here, showing what I can do. Yeah, man, shout out to my team at 10th Planet, man. 10th Planet Bloomsburg, newest 10th Planet in the area. We got some of the hardest working guys in there, man. Unbelievable. Man, buggy chokes and then everything under that, man. I'm just going for something crazy, dog. I'm not here to smash, get points. I'm here to get the sub, so I'm always looking for the finish.
Up first, out of the blue corner, Alvin Retta.
Alvin Retta, a blue belt, making his arena grappling debut in the 145-pound bracket out of Triple Threat Combat Sports and Carlos Catania BJJ Association.
And his opponent out of the red corner, Nathaniel Chapel.
Nathaniel Chapel also making his blue belt debut out of 10th Planet Bloomsburg. Both guys very experienced in competing, so I think we will see what these two guys have to offer. Not to mention 145 is one of my favorite weight classes because they are scrappers.
Yep.
So do you guys know either of these guys?
Not a lot of experience with either, but from the start, it looks like very physical.
This is our first round where both competitors have opted to stand longer than 10 seconds.
There you go.
Well,
There we are.
you see Alvin, he's from Triple Threat Combat Sports. That's the same gym as King Deon is from. So
Oh,
we
perfect.
saw
Okay.
kick off, our card. But then you have Nathaniel from 10th Planet Bloomsburg. He also has another teammate later on in this card. They're a very competitive gym when it comes to jiu-jitsu. As you can see in Nathaniel's resume, he's done fight to win,
Oh my
finishers, ground zero, tons of sub only. He's a very experienced competitor.
I love to see them using the cage to
Yeah.
wrestle too.
A lot of inside trips also from both sides being attempted.
Yeah, both. Oh, and we've got a guard pull off Nathaniel. Very nice though. I liked their back and forth. Alvin ready to test Nathaniel's guard out here. 10th Planet definitely known for their leg locks and their trickiness. And he's back up. He's willing. This is the first we've really seen the cage be used a good amount this time.
I know.
I'm excited.
These guys are all over the
This
place.
is also, I was going to say, the highest pace we've probably seen tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I'm telling you, those 145ers, they're scrappers. Nathaniel out of 10th Planet Bloomsburg, which is, I think, Midworld Martial Arts. So shout out to Lauren and Eric Strausser, who own that gym. They're absolutely crushing it over there. I think they've been open like 5 or so years.
And Nathaniel also having a lot of success piloting the fight to where he wants it to be, right? You see him piloting it to cage side to the fence side, and just generally getting his way when it comes to the clinch.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of tie-ups between the two guys, just kind of feeling each other out right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and both these guys, even though blue belts, they have so much competition experience already. Like, Alvin has competed at so many different competitions, to include IBJJF Worlds.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And what a different rule set that is.
Right, exactly. So both of these guys.
Oh, my goodness.
To the
Nice arm
back.
drag to a
Very
back
nice.
take.
Oh,
Super
the
cameraman
cameraman
running.
Oh! Missed it. Oh! It was a good attempt. It was a good attempt.
Almost
by
on
Nathaniel.
Sports Center.
I loved it.
Man.
It was a great arm drag setup, though.
Yeah, you saw he used that arm drag earlier off the ground, too. It was able to wrestle up
Yes,
with
to
it.
wrestle up. It was very nice. I wonder if he actually has some wrestling experience.
Seems like it.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he's comfortable on his feet.
Yeah.
I'm feeling for the cameraman this match, though. He's definitely
running around as
He's
much
getting
as
the
he can.
steps in.
Oh, a little bit of throat jabbing by Alvin. I'm not opposed. Not opposed. I think it's great.
I think the cage probably brings out some of the aggression,
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
A little bit of an inside trip maybe. I like how both guys are very apt to use the cage. They're like feeling themselves out,
Yep.
but the
Yeah.
more they see it, the more they definitely are liking it. Lots of heavy heads here and clinching.
Oh, potential. Looks like a double leg here.
Nathaniel's in on it. Oh, beautiful.
Fantastic double leg. Great explosiveness there.
Oh, man. Nathaniel is doing a good job of being in on the head of Alvin, and it has him up against the cage. Could have maybe a Darce choke look here.
It's looking like
looks
it,
like he's
maybe.
coming through there, but you see Alvin doing the right
Oh,
thing by
very
going to his
nice.
back. Maybe switching to a leg here.
It just amazes me that these are blue belts, and I feel like people are just getting better faster. It makes it difficult. It makes it hard.
Because I think about back in the day when I was a blue belt. We didn't have
this.
We didn't have like
sure.
all of the the online seminars and everything out there.
Could be something here from both men.
We had a single leg X to a toe hold versus a toe hold. I think on the bottom, Alvin thought there was potentially a tap from that toe hold, but the top there was not. So they are still going. Great sit-out position by Nathaniel. Lots of options here if he could get that leg free. Coach calling for a head and arm on the top there.
Yeah, he's calling for the Darce now.
Darce
Potentially
again.
something.
But that's the hard part is, set up
Now
for the
he's
start.
against the cage.
Yeah, he's up against the cage. It's so hard. You can't
It
really
is,
get
yeah,
to your
too
back,
much space, too much clearance.
He can't get to the back from that position. But now that he's circling around a little bit.
Very good at recognizing that he was not in a good spot.
Oh. Look like some
Good attempt at a possible Kimura on
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
bottom,
say
but
something there, but no.
looks like Nathaniel's going to settle in chest to chest.
Love it. Both these guys just nonstop action.
Very
Both
great.
are
Oh, my
setting up.
goodness.
I was gonna say, especially with the pace that you guys just mentioned, I feel as though if we're going to see a submission, it's gonna have to be something that's fast, right? You can't I get the sense you can't take the time really to set anything up over an extended period of time. It's gonna be something where
Beautiful
you have to lock
float.
it in quick.
Oh, that was a great pass. But what a reverse of the
that's
position by Alvin.
That was so smooth.
I think sure they're blue belts. These
Oh
guys
my
look
God.
good. Nathaniel said 10 seconds. I'm all here. Let me go.
Right? Like, nah. I'm pushing you up against the
Oh, my
he's
goodness.
smothering him
And the
against
cup
the
over the mouth.
cage.
And a little stare down after the round
I
there.
love it. We have to remember, that's what we're here for, right? I always tell
All
somebody,
tied
if
up,
I'm going to
0-0 heading into round
I'm so
two.
sorry. That was just for the good times. It's all fun and games. So I'm excited for round two.
I know.
If anybody's going to get tired, I think this is the match that they need.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
That was a lot.
That was very high pace first round.
Yeah.
It's like, do they know they could have 2, maybe 3 more rounds? Like,
a lot of life left in this match
They
potentially.
thought they just had 5 minutes. That's it.
right? So we'll see. We'll see how that pace.
Oh man,
If
I'd
they
love to
keep
know
up
how
with
they
it.
prep for it. Yeah, can they keep up? Oh man.
And also, if the pace does slow, does that almost help a submission? You know what I mean? In that
Yeah,
they're not going to be
usually,
as
honestly,
explosive with reversals.
If you
and
see
such.
someone get more tired than the other,
Yeah.
usually that submission comes faster, So we'll see how this goes.
brief shot there,
I don't
maybe
know.
a Darce.
We saw Nathaniel just pop right in there and kind of take the lead. So we're pretty quick in there for Alvin to be in turtle right now. Nice put
Trying
through
for
with the knee. He's
a
got
nice
the
back
hook,
take.
and we need that bottom hook on the right.
Looks like he's...
I don't think he has it
No,
quite yet.
he's got one in.
Yeah,
he doesn't
I
have
don't
the
think
other.
So.
He would do good if Alvin could get his back to the mat. He'd be in a good spot to escape. And as his coach calls for the back to the mat. Very good.
Created that
understanding of jiu-jitsu.
scramble, but you see Nathaniel come out on the top from that scramble. But you see Alvin like still trying for that reversal that he had the first one, where he was able to just kind
he
of
did that
go back.
seamlessly
I
too.
know. It was beautiful.
Great back take by Nathaniel. He's got a high right leg. He could even
Say.
put himself into a back triangle. Yeah, definitely. Just like his coach said, they're 1 minute in. This is going to be compromising.
Oh.
Very nice. Armbar from the back triangle.
Slick armbar.
For Mr. Nathaniel Chappell. Absolutely.
And Nathaniel gives almost a silence and a shush to the crowd in here.
Oh, did he? Oh, I missed it. I always look down in the best part. I feel like I've said this so far every time, but pressure is on for Alvin as Nathaniel goes like this. I wouldn't want any part of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nathaniel Chappell takes round 2, up 1-0, heading into round 3.
He's got all the confidence going into round 3. It looks like
He does.
He
looks good. Hopefully, Alvin will be able to come back and find it in himself. We have so far seen a lot of subs, so this has been really great.
A lot of heavy breathing there from Alvin. He's going to have to pull something out of the bag here.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely needs to consider his game plan and come out swinging. Not literally, but, you know.
Well, it's like, how bad do you want it, right, for Alvin?
Nathaniel is in there, though. He is just, let me put you up against the cage.
Right,
He
and
is hyped.
to your point, you have a guy, Nathaniel, that's going to bully you, right? If you're Alvin, there's a nice single leg there.
Yeah, but it makes me feel like Nathaniel let it
like
happen.
he did. It looks like he accepted that because he wanted to set this
play
up.
that bottom.
Yeah, he's setting up that arm for like Kimura Choi bar.
And that's the great thing about this rule set. It doesn't matter if you get taken
it doesn't
down.
matter. If you work off your back,
Totally fine.
It's fine.
It's not great for the highlight reel, but hey,
right?
Whatever. We've seen a lot of Nathaniel on the top last round, so he's back
There
to the
it
top.
is.
I was gonna say I was excited to watch his guard, but hey, he looks good on top. Stay with the game plan. Alvin doing a good job of keeping that left leg in front, but ooh, what a great back
Nice
step pass from Nathaniel. Oh my goodness.
North-south.
He's going to have a good look at the arms too if Sebastian doesn't or Alvin doesn't stay too tight.
Yeah, you see he's really heavy with this north-south. Like I think he was just more. I think Nathaniel was just more like cooking him, just shoving his chest in his face because he probably knows Alvin's a little tired.
Yep.
And so he's just making it worse right now.
Definitely in a good spot to make it worse as well.
And I know we have a format that pushes aggression and pushes, a more aggressive style. But hey, if you're Nathaniel, I mean, you got one in the books.
Right.
You don't. Well, you don't want to stall. You don't have to play uber aggressive.
Hey, but I think he wants that second sub.
Could be.
He is hunting for that Darce
He's
combined
on the
with
cusp of something here. Yeah, to your point.
Oh man, I think we're seeing a lot more of Alvin being tired this round. Unfortunately, it just looks like this is it's been a lot in round 3, and he came out hard. So his defense is good though.
Yeah. But it's just basic defense.
That's a tap.
Oh man. Great job. Oh, he's hyped. This man is hyped.
Nathaniel is fired
Nathaniel
up.
Chappell takes round 3 with the sub. And your winner out of the red corner, Nathaniel Chappell. I'm here with your winner, Nathaniel Chappell. Nathaniel, congratulations. Welcome to Arena Grappling. Did that go as you expected?
Hell yeah, baby. I don't plan for anything but a win. If I don't get a win, then I'll just get the next time. Come on, baby.
Well, Nathaniel, we love the energy, man. We love the style. We hope to have you back. This is our last card of the year, but 2024, can we expect to see you in here a few more times?
I'll be in every week, baby. I'll fight anybody. Come on.
And then one more, then I'll let you go. I know you're hyped. Any call-outs? I know you know the roster, so anyone you'd like to face either, as a little trash talk or out of respect.
Conor McGregor, you've been gone for too long, so you're back in testing. Why don't you get the real test right here, baby?
Nathaniel Chappell, Conor McGregor coming at you soon. Nathaniel Chappell, ladies and gentlemen.
Reese Ward, just here to grapple. It's been a while since I've had a grappling match, so I figured it's time to get back into just like the pure arts of things, just doing the straight jiu-jitsu or the straight striking stuff, because I've been doing MMA for a while lately, so just time to make things just one straight pure art form at a time again. Shout out Marquez MMA, shout out my teammate and coach James Lyons, who traveled out with me for the night to coach. Shout out my other coach John Marquez, shout out my other teammates Ben Coyle, Jay Delgado. They both have fights coming up, so we've been getting things together. So shout out all of Marquez MMA up in Philly.
I'm Amir, the Dream, Ilov, and I'm here to have fun. Style-wise, I hope to keep the pressure. I hope to keep it active. I don't want to have a boring match. I hope to keep it active, and I'm coming for that sub. Team, I come from Tiger Showman's down at Feasterville. Come join us. My coach, Sensei Alexander here, he's been the best coach ever for like the past 2 years. My training partners, I got a couple of like really close friends that I train with. I got Abdullah, I got Nematullah, I got Reese, Reordan, Amir. We got a couple of those guys, and yeah, I hope to get them in here too.
Here we go. Double debuts. Entering first, out of the blue corner, Reese Ward.
All right, we got Reese Ward. He's a debut here at Arena Grappling from Marquez MMA. He's a blue belt. He does have 9 years of grappling and 6 years of MMA experience, and he's well-rounded with jiu-jitsu, MMA, wrestling, and kickboxing.
And his opponent out of the red corner, Amir the Dream Ilov.
All right, we got the Dream. He's also debuting here at Arena Grappling. He's from Tiger Shulman's Feasterville, also a blue belt. His resume is extensive when it comes to Naga, jiu-jitsu wins, kickboxing, and wrestling.
I just have a feeling this match is going to be fireworks.
Fireworks? I do get that feeling. I don't know. It's something in the air.
Feels energetic. I don't know.
Also,
it's gonna be exciting.
We did have that intermission, so these guys are probably ready to get down to it.
They're ready to scrap, and I'm ready for it.
Of course, 3 5-minute rounds.
Yeah, and both of these guys also have already like heavy experience with wrestling, MMA, so you're probably going to see a lot of stand-up here. I don't think either guy is going to pull guard today.
Me neither. We've got James Lyons in the corner of Reese Ward out of Marquez. I know James is one of his head coaches, and he definitely would encourage stand-up since they are very big in an MMA-esque school. So.
And Reese has also extensive amateur MMA experience. I believe he's got over 10 MMA fights now.
Wow,
so
okay.
He is very experienced when it comes to up against the cage.
Both guys, gamers and wrestlers. When you put two wrestlers in a cage, anything can happen, I think.
There's a lot of back and forth here, a lot of physicality when you get him up against the fence.
And again, 145. Wow, nice single leg.
But
a
nice
guillotine. Oh, man, that looks like that could be tight.
That might be tight. It's hard to
Reese
say.
Thinking about jumping into the guillotine here.
It's hard to finish
Where is
because
that elbow?
I know it's still
hard to say.
It's an arm-in guillotine, but it's kind of hard to finish since Reese is the smaller opponent.
Reese is trying to crank that back.
To get that leverage really.
Amir
to,
doing a
to
good job of staying on his feet.
He could use it to either get him, maybe to all fours or sweep him. Oh, but he finds his head out. Very nice by the Dream. Good defense.
Must look like Reese went in for a knee for a second, or he thought about it. I don't know if you guys saw it.
I was using it to break the grip. So,
There you go.
so you saw Amir had Reese's wrist control for that. So you use that knee to break that wrist control. So he wasn't going for like a kickboxing knee.
No, I didn't think so.
That'd be pretty funny, though.
Like muscle memory or something from,
Right.
It's like my bad, a little, used to the cage.
This is one of the rare times we've seen somebody not actually in a rash guard here at Arena, which is exciting. It could impact the game differently. One of them is wearing, just shorts, whereas the other one is fully covered, long sleeves and spats. So depending upon games, that can also impact their game.
I mean, you see Reese, like especially with MMA experience, like these guys get sweaty. So it's like he's probably wants to use the slipperiness when it comes to that.
I personally find that I think it's a very smart thing to do. Especially like as somebody that likes to do leg locks. I know I don't like to wear spats or long sleeves in the cage because being slipperier is better in my opinion. The Dream doing a very good job of constantly keeping Reese on the cage. I feel like he's found himself on the outside multiple times.
That was a nice little ankle
Looking
pick
for that
he's
opening.
going
I
for.
like it. He's got a high underhook too. Both guys very composed though halfway through this first round here.
Amir staying patient, looking for that opportunity.
I think that they are talking a little bit of good banter with each other. Don't cheat on me. Oh, that's great. That is great. 145ers. They really are one of my favorite weight classes.
Yeah, it's just nonstop action. And I love how this is just on the feet.
Good shot. Double to a single. Reese uses it very well to put him against the cage, but the Dream with double unders, so that was great. He's reversed the position very well. That was beautiful.
Amir's gone countless times, look for that ankle pick along the fence.
It's really smart, especially having that underhook. It's to pull out that ankle.
Yeah, and he's had a high underhook every time, but we are seeing him back off a little bit from the cage with lots of feints. Jumping guillotine attempt. Oh, okay. I like it.
Yeah, Reese with a little bit of showmanship.
They are wild. This is a great one.
Right.
You can tell they are aggressive. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and you saw, earlier today when I was talking to Reese, he said that he is here for the aggression. This is what he does. He likes to punch and he likes to choke. He is basic. He can't punch today.
So we can only see the choke.
He wants to do the closest thing possible, yeah. What is basic? That's funny.
Amazing.
Especially in open space. They do almost move like a couple of MMA. You see, especially with the head movement of Amir, he's kind of in and out, trying to find his best way in.
Both guys, for sure.
Switching stances.
Right, and you see, Reese is still very comfortable up against the cage.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's fighting it at all. He's allowing it to happen. There's been some giggling in there. There's, so much happening.
It's they're aggressive, but they're both having fun.
Yeah, they are definitely having a good time, and that's always what we're looking for.
About 20 seconds left.
You can see, some guys, when they have the pressure put on them, they start to crumble a little bit.
Absolutely.
It's no. Both of these guys, they're welcoming
Rising to the occasion.
Right?
Oh, are we going to get a dump?
Oh,
but a
jump guillotine. Can he get a dunk?
Short time to finish.
Oh my goodness.
Very nice. That is two
No
shots.
submissions after round
Two
one.
shots now that Reese has captured a neck, and he's getting closer. Woo. The smoke.
Yeah, you can see you cannot keep Reese up in
goodness.
the air like that. If you're going to try and take him down, you just need to take him down.
You gotta dump that man. Drop him down.
Otherwise, he's snatching a neck.
Yeah, wow. Definitely big on the neck hunting.
It's also per the submission rules, or I should say the rules of the competition, you can't slam out of a submission. So at that point, when Reese had attempted that, there wouldn't have been a mat return there.
That
so
is very good to know.
He would have had to
Because I would have been like, slam him down.
Oh, no, that would have been absolutely. I would have been
Drop it like it's hot.
Yep.
All right, round two. I'm so pumped.
Here we go.
No subs in round one.
And it was all on the feet.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it really was.
Yes.
But it was fun. It was very entertaining.
I know.
Important to mention, both guys look to be in pretty good shape. Not a lot of mouth breathing here.
Yeah, sometimes you see some matches, if it stays on the feet the entire time, it gets boring. But this was not boring at all, that
That's
first
exactly
round.
what I was thinking.
Especially when you have the cage in play as well. There was just constant action.
And there were still submission attempts, which was really cool. I love that. I love all the jumping stuff between both guys. We had a lot of jumping guillotines. It's crazy.
Reese is doing a good job of framing and hand fighting, too, to keep Amir out of distance to get that, or should I say out of range to get those takedowns when he's against the fence, too. Really good stuff by Reese.
They are very back and forth on who's going to put who against the cage.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I think you see, I think Reese wants, either a counter or his own takedown off of the cage.
Because he keeps backing up to it, yeah.
Yeah,
I would
so
agree.
I think he's using more for his own personal counters.
He seems like he has this very specific game plan that allows him to just back up that way. And I almost wonder if the Dream knows that, because sometimes he just lets it happen. We got a nice push off the cage from Reese there. Very interesting.
Yeah, because it's also one of those things, if you've got a really wrestling heavy game, the cage, that's how you close the distance.
Maybe that's what he was looking for. Maybe that was it. I like it.
Another hopping guillotine there, off of a little bit Superman push off the cage.
And I think some more banter. I still think they're talking to each other.
Oh, they
sometimes.
absolutely are.
Very nice scramble. Is Reese on the neck again?
He is. He is. Oh, he's trying to come out on top with it, except for Amir's doing the right thing.
Amir's on the
by
right
trying
side,
to defend.
too.
Now he's turning it into
He
a
could get
Von Flu.
Could get tight.
Oh, that's heavy.
Does he have his arms connected? Those Von Flus are no joke.
But I think Reese is trying to push away. He's got a frame in his hip now.
Oh, yep. So now we probably.
So I think he does have a little bit of his space there.
That was great back and forth. We're less under 2 minutes in. This just feels like that flew. That's crazy.
Time to work for Amir.
And this is the first time we've seen a clean, dominant position from one of the guys.
And it's finally on the ground.
Finally on the ground.
1.5 rounds in, and
what
it finally makes it to the round.
What a scrap to get there, though.
And he's
back
on an ankle.
Great follow by Amir.
That looks tight. That looks tight.
Oh,
you can only roll so far.
He could take the heel.
Turning it into a heel hook.
Tapped.
That's a tap.
Oh my goodness. I
that heel hook on the cage.
Ooh.
Ooh, that was aggressive. Very nice.
Yeah,
Amir the Dream hits the round 2 sub up 1-0 heading into round 3.
It's part
That
of the
was a great
cage.
change.
You know, like that's a good thing and the bad thing about the cage. You know, it's you could see like
nowhere else to go.
There's nowhere. You know, it was so I think Reese was just a little stuck there.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a chain of submissions by Amir. That was beautiful.
Way to adjust. And Reese, as he was going back to his corner, almost gave a nod and all right, we're okay. We got one more round of work. It's nothing too crazy. So he seems to think he can get something done here. Let's see if he can. 5 minutes left.
Yeah, so
this
Reese
one.
is in. He's counting on it. He has to hit a sub here.
And a wry smile out of Reese as well.
He looks like he's ready. He's a dog. Again, majority of 3 rounds. Reese needs this as he is down 1 submission from round 2.
Reese corner calling for a pop snap.
The interesting thing about this fight is you really never know where you're going to land with either of the guys. You're constantly in an escape versus an attack, and then a recounter, which is kind of cool. Corner calling for a hard snap from Amir, and he'll lead Reese against the cage. This is really exciting. I still don't feel like either of the guys look super tired. I think they both have pretty good gas tanks.
Absolutely.
They're slowing down a little, but they still look like they are both more than willing to wrestle on the feet, obviously.
Yeah, and wrestling can be kind of the most exhausting part of this, but both guys into this 3rd round, super comfortable on their feet. They're used to this.
For sure.
Reese also fighting with a lot of urgency here, seems to know the moment that he's in.
Absolutely. Looks like he was looking for the double unders at one point.
Yeah.
Oh, and an
Imanari roll.
attempt, but right up to the single from Reese.
Fantastic job.
Very nice. And he'll find Amir against the cage. That was a great turn of events.
Yeah, it was like he had the failed Imanari, but then he turned it into a wrestle up right into a single leg because, he didn't want to have his guard immediately pass.
Right,
so he's like, nope, I'm standing up. I'm getting a leg.
That's something that you just full send, You're just like, let's see where we land. And it seemed to work out really well for him.
Like, I'm doing it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Go for broke this 3rd round. Why not?
He's doing a great job of keeping Amir against the cage.
Still around 3 minutes for both men to make something happen here.
And Amir is up around, so Reese has to submit Amir for Reese to come into the overtime. Just a reminder, it's the majority of 3, so they would go to a 10-minute overtime if Reese does hit a submission here.
Stacking up here.
Amir opting to keep his guard low. Try to push Reese away.
Yeah, you see, Reese with a little bit more, even though his butt's a little bit postured up, he's still like heavy pressure with his head up against Amir's head, up against the fence, which is really uncomfortable.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Head on the fence is the worst. And hands, oh my goodness. I hate when my hands are behind someone and you're on the fence. It hurts. The good thing is Reese is, even though he's down, he's in his own corner, so he can hear James coaching directly very well, which is really nice.
James also dictating calmly, right? That's also something that's very important.
Absolutely. A coach that can give very specific examples of what to do and how to get out of positions and into better ones is a great coach.
In a manner in which you don't, you can stress the importance and the big nature of a moment without also kind of overwhelming your athlete, I think is a very, very important part of any combat sports.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you see with only like less than 2 minutes left, you have like Reese, like he's not really going to be able to get like a submission out of this close guard position. So he really needs to work to kind of get out of here so that he can hopefully pass and get his own submission to stay in the game.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Amir, I would be more than happy, even though I'm sure it's not comfortable to just sit here. Yeah, because closed guard, you have to open the guard and then you have to pass or obviously sit back. But there is nothing you can really do from this position offensively to finish the match.
What's his best option offensively?
You mean for Reese on
for
top?
Reese, yes,
he's got to open the guard.
Yeah, he definitely has to get out of the closed guard. He's got to be able to posture his way up. He can start working maybe like knee in between. Now it's
trying to
he does have a little bit of a
gets in
pass.
the top mount.
Oh, he's
right
in
nicely done by Reese.
Very nice. He heard us and he went for it.
Yeah. Like
he's going to come up on a minute.
Second Amir opened that guard, Reese took advantage of it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Again, he's only got a minute left to work. Let's see if he can hit his submission.
Short time, arm isolation, anything you can come up with here. Coach calling to go for the arm, Reese's corner, which I think is correct. You know, that's going to be the quickest way to get a sub here. Oh, man, I don't have a good view, but it looks like he is attempting to be in on the arm of Amir on the, is it the left side?
Looks like it.
He's got an underhook, but he doesn't, and is he trying to mother's milk him maybe?
I don't know what good that would do here with
Well, mother's milk is a legit submission.
Yep. Smother choke essentially.
Literally smothering.
I've had it done to me in training, and it's definitely
quite terrible. He could take an arm here with Amir reaching. If he leans forward, he could take an arm, but we're
gonna have to force something. I know.
Oh no! This is gonna be it. Oh man!
And
what
with
a
that
great
reversal,
match. Very nice.
Amir Imohov gets it done.
Both guys looked fantastic. That was a really fun match. Probably one of my favorites, I think, so far.
Yeah, it was really high paced. A lot of really good wrestling. Really good use of the cage this whole time.
Oh man, that was awesome.
And your winner, out of the red corner, Amir the Dream Ilov. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Amir the Dream. Why the Dream?
I don't know. When I was young, my coach gave me that because I put kids to sleep.
Well, no one put to sleep tonight, but you still get the submission and you get your win in your debut. How good does it feel? Was Arena what you were expecting?
To be honest, this is the first time I've been in a cage, so this was a little different. But I know next time I get in here, I'll use it better.
And from my understanding, you broke a little record tonight. You are now the youngest competitor, the youngest male competitor in Arena with a win. So, 17 years old. 17. How are you kicking people's butt like this?
I don't know. I've been training hard in the gym. My coach knows this for 2 years now. In PA, I've been training. Next time I'm in here, I hope to smash anyone and any time. I don't care. Give me a match. I want to stay active.
Hey, I'll leave it at that. Amir the Dream, congratulations, brother.
Thank you. And last but not least, alhamdulillah.
Amir the Dream!
Yeah, my name's Lucas Jones. I'm just here to get after it, have a good time. I'm excited, yeah. I like the cage. I've gone against Bobby before. It was a fun match last time, so looking to make it 2 now. Well, we agreed to no guard pull in the first round, so gonna see a little bit of wrestling, and shout out to Matt Factory, my coaches Isaac, Matt, and Dempsey.
Hey guys, my name is Bobby Reordan. I'm back here at Arena. I love the format. It's a very unique endurance format, so looking forward to testing myself again. Definitely just a fast-paced, expect submissions, and expect hopefully a fun, exciting match for sure. Shout out to Ocean County Jiu-Jitsu, my coach Tom DeBlas. Love you guys.
Out of the blue corner, Lucas Jones.
Lucas Jones, a man of few words, 1-0. Instagram has him favored at 33%.
And his opponent, returning to Arena Grappling out of the red corner, Bobby Reordan.
His 3rd time back. He played college soccer. Besides that, he said, I don't have much that I want to tell you. He said, I'm just happy to go in there and compete at this point.
Awesome. That's exciting. This is going to be an exciting one because it is a rematch between Lucas and Bobby.
Absolutely.
They were previously at finishers in June, and it looks like Lucas beat Bobby, so Bobby's back with vengeance.
All right, and this is another blue belt match between these two gentlemen.
At 165 pounds.
They're going to go right to it.
Little slap of the head there.
We've got
out of Jones.
Bobby out of Ocean County, being coached today by Sam Vorby, who is another very high-level competitor. We see a lot on the local scene.
Yeah, you see Bobby is another really active competitor. He's competing somewhere almost like every weekend. I feel like I've either commentated or refed something he's done all the time.
Lucas Jones not giving his
head
opponent a lot of time to adjust.
For Bobby, he is uses it very well to get right into the mount position, does Bobby.
Nice.
As I said, they've already had a match, and so Bobby's back with it.
He's got that nice heavy
that.
mounted guillotine. The problem is, again, you got the fence. So it's hard to settle the hips.
And Lucas could use the fence to actually climb out of mount, but it looks like Bobby has abandoned the choke and will just continue to take the top.
He's got that crossface there. That's...
I always love when people have already fought each other because you always wonder who's more motivated. Do you feel like you need to win again because you already won, or are you more motivated because you lost and you need to get that one back?
Right, and especially since this one, it's multiple matches.
Yes,
and it's not just one. So
I think that's one of my favorite parts about the format is that if you lose in the first round, there's no like going home and thinking and getting annoyed. You could just try to beat them in the second round.
and you fix it right then and there.
It's very
not
cool.
thinking like, oh, maybe one day I'll get a chance to like redeem myself from
Going
that
home
loss.
and writing, "Dear Diary, today Lucas got me."
Well, I think to your point, right, if you're the gentleman that won this the first time, you have to feel like you want to slam the door on this rivalry, right?
Oh,
and that's
man.
an early
Lucas
tap out of
coming back
Lucas
with
Jones.
with the tap.
I think
Oh,
there was
wow.
a Darce that he had set up there.
That was beautiful.
Lucas Jones with the round 1 Darce choke.
At Arena, we love to support the local businesses. So shout out to Place of Peace. If you guys take a look at Bobby Reordan's pink pants that I actually really like, those are made by the Place of Peace, which is a great company to look up.
They've got some really fancy rash guards and everything. I did purchase a Saved by the Bell rash guard by them.
That's awesome.
And I'm interested to see now how Reordan, how he takes this first round, right?
He came
how he
out
adjusts.
so strong
He did.
in the first round, and same thing with the
Same
Darce
thing here.
attempt. So, yeah, I agree. I'm definitely curious to see where we land in this second round.
Yeah, and you got to see like how someone recovers, mentally off of, a loss. Does it really affect someone? Are they going to go out there and still give it their all, or is it going to kind of break them down a little bit?
I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, that we've seen a round 1 submission, because I know if Lucas takes another submission, he would win because he already has round 1.
We've not seen one yet today, I don't think. No.
Okay,
First
cool.
round 1 submission of the night.
But a lot of submissions on this card nonetheless. So if you guys are watching, make sure you tell your friends to subscribe to Arena Plus.
Because where else are you going to get this product? Nowhere else.
Exactly. Bobby looks very comfortable on top, but Lucas, a great butterfly guard.
I think you could see like maybe he was going,
Whoa.
Ooh, is that a buggy from?
I think so.
Where does he start? Where did he
From
start?
closed
the buggy?
guard.
Closed guard?
From butterfly. So
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Now that's a setup I don't see often.
Right.
I'm not much to buggy myself.
Neither am I. Neither
I'm
am
not
I.
a buggy girl.
And I wanted to ask you guys, how much of that do you think is the confidence, right, that Lucas Jones has from round 1, being able to lock in the Darce so quickly? How does that affect him mentally, where maybe he's apt to try more extreme or more high yield type of maneuvers? Yeah.
Great. That's absolutely such a great point and great question, because that's true. He doesn't have to sweat as much now, which is kind of nice.
Oh.
Bobby very heavy on the headlocks. But Lucas doing such a good job of keeping his left butterfly hook in. It's going to be great to elevate. Wow, the float. I love the float. That was beautiful. Did he transition to something else?
He might have
an arm.
Looks like an arm bar here or something?
Is that an arm, or is he transitioning to the leg?
Oh, interesting. Very good inversion through. I don't know if he had something, but it almost looked like he did for a moment.
It looked like he might have been working on the beginnings of an arm bar or something like that.
Lucas very comfortable as a guard player out of the Mat Factory. Do you guys know where the Mat Factory is?
No.
I actually don't either. We'll have to look him up. He looks great.
Factory.
Bobby Reordan trying to figure out how to pass the exciting guard of Lucas.
Yeah, it's definitely a puzzle for him right now.
For sure. Lucas, a lot of spinning.
Yeah. How would you guys, because you guys have obviously had so much, there's a wealth of experience between the both of you. How do you solve, or how do you get around an opponent that has such an active guard like that can spin and it seems like have a very, very solid defense from that position?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because he's kind of focusing a little bit more on the upper body, like arms and head and everything, which is very hard to do with someone with active legs like Lucas. So he's really easily able to. Oh, that was just beautiful sweep there.
I think you need to control the hips. I know I've said it before, but we might be in on a leg.
Oh.
Interesting with no actual connection to the knee, though. But very crafty, nonetheless.
Yeah, so I think you have to be more focused on the legs, when
I
it comes to passing the guard with someone like that.
Because when you're getting too high, they're pummeling their legs inside.
And now you're worried about being swept over, you're losing your base,
Lucas and maybe on some type of footlock. It's not really a straight footlock because he doesn't have control of the knee line.
He does not, no.
He's currently holding the
Trying to
right
get that
leg,
ankle
but
lock.
He could have steama it. Very nice switch over from Bobby.
Yep.
I think if Bobby just slowed down a moment,
Yeah,
he
he's
might
trying
be
to
able to
force.
solidify the position.
Yeah, he's trying to force the pass, a little
Right,
bit too
right.
much, especially there. He was trying to push an amount, but you saw Lucas. He was still able to keep that leg in. You have to deal with that leg that's trying to, frame away, essentially.
Minute left to go here.
Because he's had multiple almost passes here, but I think is just a little too fast. Lucas with great guard.
Yeah, and it's just, again, it's nice little front headlock
That
he's got
was
going
nice.
on there.
This spin over, possibly a leg drag. Look at Bobby. But Lucas gets his right leg in front. Goes right to the arm crush. I like it.
Yeah, he's
very dynamic.
Definitely attacking, top to bottom.
He's going to come through on that leg, too.
Oh.
That could get pretty tight.
Now he's in a nice Ashi position, going for just a regular straight ankle, or does he have another grip there?
About 30 seconds left here.
Now let's see where he does have the knee line, and he was in honey hole, but he's losing the knee line. What a good exchange of positions from both guys. They look great. We're going to see a little bit of passing from Lucas. I think we're going to be heading to round 3 without a sub in this round. Got very short time. These guys are all over each other. Very cool. Very cool.
Some insane scrambles.
So we
Lucas
learned
Jones
we both
up
like to go
1-0
upside down.
heading into round 3.
All right, might be comeback season for Bobby Reordan. He needs a sub in this round.
All right, if you were in Bobby's corner, what would you tell him to do differently this third round?
Slow down. I think he can control the hips. He's proven he can pass to side control if he doesn't rush it. I really think he needs to slow down.
Right, there's absolutely no reason. I agree 100%. There's no reason to speed things up, especially it's 5 minutes. It's 1/3 of a fight, but it is still 5 minutes. You've shown that you can scramble with him. You've shown that you can hang with him. There's no reason to be overly zealous. Just take your time and be patient.
Absolutely. It's like a sense of needing urgency without sacrificing good technique.
Yes, yeah.
So if that makes sense, that's what I'm going with.
Controlled aggression.
Yes, there you go. Was that brand skilled violence? They should also name it controlled violence. That's what I like. Got double outside position for Lucas.
Got a heel hook attempt, but Bobby's
Little
able to
short.
clear his knee out there.
Oh my! I thought they were gonna.
I know. I thought they were gonna bump heads.
Head there. Bobby pops into close guard here, trying to work on posture control. This has been a great matchup. I could see why we would want to rematch these two.
I could watch them again.
Lucas sitting back on a straight foot lock here. He's got good knee control, but Bobby doing a good job keeping the legs separated. Oh, that could get tight if he doesn't separate those legs.
Yep, if he just pushes that foot off of his hip.
We could belly down.
And he'll get his way out of it.
That felt like luck. I don't know. It was good, but he was not splitting too much there. Some guys they'll just take it home with them. Great attempts.
There you go.
From a corner yelling to Bobby Reordan to keep his underhook.
Yeah, because now he's got to address that knee shield. If you're really trying to force it still too much with the upper body, that knee shield's going to still be there.
Yeah, that's like what you were saying before. You cannot go chest to chest until you pass the lower half and control it.
It looks like Bobby's going for his own leg lock attempts here.
He needs that connection of the knees. Got to put them closer together, make them kiss.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a little
Could be something.
Ashi there, going for that straight.
And we've got ourselves a fight on our hands.
We have a fight. We have an overtime.
Bobby Reordan sends it to overtime in round 3.
Wow. First overtime we're seeing tonight.
Hey, he was basically like, look, I am done trying to pass this guard.
Yeah.
I am just going to take his damn leg instead.
What do they say? F it. Try a leg lock. Try a leg lock.
But
So what's our overtime?
10 minutes.
Can you remind us? 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
If there's no
Yes. And then it goes into
10-minute overtime. First submission wins. No submission.
So first submission
ends
wins.
in
You
a
got
draw.
There you go.
Oh, I'm nervous. I'm excited.
Jake explained it better than I could.
No.
I don't know who I got. This was very back and forth.
And to your point, right? I mean, listen, Reordan slowed it down. He found what he wanted, and he was able to get a clear and coherent look. Nobody was questioning the fact that he can hang with Lucas.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not on commentary tonight, but this deserves a signature.
Wait, did we just have a Ric Flair?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, maybe a Chewy bar. Oh, yes, Bobby.
Nice.
Oh, no, Bobby. Just saying. It was very nice, though. This is fun. I'm having so much fun in this match. I hope you guys are, too.
I know.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice omoplata setup.
Those are so hard in Nogi.
I know.
You get a good look at the leg, but Bobby did a really good job with that defense. This is 45 seconds into overtime. Are they going to keep this pace the whole time?
Well, and that's the thing is like 10 minutes.
This could be a 10-minute match, guys.
10 minutes, and you almost have to think is like, does Bobby, not to cut you off, I apologize, but does Bobby Reordan kind of take his time again, right? There's no reason again to rush things.
To rush it? You're right. These guys are in on the legs a lot. This is going to be a tight bite
Oh! Reordan trying to roll with it.
You can see it.
He switches position. He could come up.
Oh, it's a tap.
Oh, man.
Lucas Jones.
Again. Heel hook.
Lucas
Holy
Jones
cow,
gets
that
it
was
done
great.
in overtime.
Wow. What a match.
So far, that's match of the night for me. That
Absolutely.
was fantastic.
That was
When the
so
time
amazing.
called
so
for
much
it.
back and forth.
Man.
And your
Lucas
winner
Jones
after
answered.
overtime out of the blue corner, Lucas Jones.
What gamers. I like them both. That was awesome. Let's get them back in here. I could watch them up forever.
Oh, absolutely.
Lucas, congratulations, man. Some drama there. Bobby gets you late. You get him back in overtime. And I know you guys have history with each other, so how good does it feel to get it done again?
He's a hell of an opponent. I'm just grateful to be here. Grateful my ankle didn't fucking snap again. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
So after the verbal tap, you're okay? Just a little bit of pain, no damage, it doesn't seem?
Maybe tomorrow. I don't know.
I guess that's the BJJ motto. It's going to hurt tomorrow, but I'm okay now. And Lucas, man, you've been very impressive in arena so far. We're taking a break until 2024, but can we expect to see you back in any call-outs?
No call-outs, man. I don't believe in that. It's a little weird. But yeah, I'll be back.
Well, Lucas Jones, congratulations. Can't wait to see you then. Lucas Jones!
This is Mike Cole fighting out of the Vault BJJ. I'm here to put on a show for you guys and get 2 more submissions. Very aggressive, looking for all the submissions. I'm looking to not get any points. I'm looking just to go straight to the submission.
Jack Suddeth from Calvert MMA. I'm back because Arena is my probably favorite sub-only cage match to do. You know, I've just come to showcase some new submissions I've been working on. Like, I love the 3-round rule set because it just lets me find more highlights. Calvert MMA, thank you to the squad. Appreciate it.
No break zone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next match of the night. Entering first out of the blue corner, Mike Cole.
Mike Cole, a blue belt out of the Vault Jiu-Jitsu, coming into his 1-0 arena grappling veteran. He's actually a previous Arena 9 competitor and winner.
And his opponent returning to the arena cage out of the red corner, Jack Sudden.
Jack Sudden. Oh, he's got a squad here. Also an arena vet out of Calvert MMA, another blue belt in the 155-pound fight.
Intermission up next.
Dude,
Here
Jack
we go.
Suddeth is a gamer, man. I talked about
watching him, and he was very exciting.
Yep, they asked me to do a video package of my favorite fights in introductory to this match, and
Was this one of them? Was he one
absolutely one of the standouts was Jack Suddeth.
of them? Oh, I absolutely love that. That's exciting.
It's a pleasure to watch him live. Here we go.
All right, here we go. 155. They look like some small 155ers. Woo, forward
Whoa.
pressure. Double ankle. I love traditional jiu-jitsu. There's nothing like a good old double ankle sweep.
Basics work, man.
They do. They
work.
really do. Mike finding himself in closed guard right away. Or he is the one in closed guard.
Oh, nice little K.
Mike may be in.
Lots of K guard tonight.
I know.
Oh my goodness, this is quick.
It's going to be dangerous for Jack to try to drop down right now. He's forced to defend.
Wow. It looks like Mike did a really good job of using that snap down to get in, but Jack honestly identified it quite well and was able to keep his guard instead of like almost getting his back taken from like a turtle position.
Yeah, you see he's got, breaking the posture of Mike, so he's got these butterfly hooks. problem is you got the cage there, so it's going to be a little bit hard to elevate someone when you have the cage in the way, though.
Yep, absolutely. Butterfly is hard against the cage. I think in both spots, too, to be honest.
It's hard to generate a lot of power, I'd imagine, right, with that butterfly guard when you're against the cage?
Yep, it is.
For
It
sure.
is. You can't really gain that
Can't send
momentum
them
by
forward.
sitting
Yeah.
back. It's even if you try and just go to the side, you have the cage right there. So,
absolutely.
I mean, it's also hard on the passing as well.
Yes.
Just because you want to keep those hips low and pass around. Ooh,
Oh.
leg
Thinking
lock
about
attempt.
sitting
Yeah,
back.
sitting into some.
Very nice thought by Mike. He does have the ankles, but he's in double outside, so he could get his back taken if Jack were to come up to that left side.
Yeah, especially if Jack starts to looks like he's thinking about a leg of his own.
Jack thinking about a leg attack of his own.
I'd like to see him pummel his left leg inside. A lot of guys here playing the straight footlock, but the reap is such a beneficial position.
Great. You see Mike pulling on the head of him so that, it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off of any type of straight ankle attempt that he might have.
Absolutely. It looks like they are now in 50-50, if I am seeing this correctly. This
Looks
is,
like it.
One of my favorite positions. I think it's such a great spot to be in. Jack is not defending his heel, so he could be in trouble if he doesn't cover over that. Oh, Jack's back in on his own now.
And looks like Jack almost has a little bit of a bite there.
Everything I've seen from
Oh, this could get tight.
everything I've seen from Jack is a defense, like a really good offense is a really good defense. And that's it. It's like,
for sure.
hey, instead of defending, yeah.
50-50 is so interesting. Oh, he took it to the other side.
He's always going to be offensively minded.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about leg locks is, it's if you're attacking, you got to be mindful of your own feet on the other side.
Yep.
Because Mike left his heel pretty exposed. He wasn't trying to cover it up with the other leg, so Jack took advantage.
But Jack has to be careful here that he doesn't get his back taken because, again, he's in double outside ashi, and the leg drag to a back take's always there if the hips are controlled. Very nice turn
Oh,
through.
it looks like he's maybe going for a knee bar on top.
And that's good extension too.
This could be nerve-wracking for Mike.
Yeah, it looks like Mike does have his knees to the outside. There's no more knee bar threats, but he's looking for a bite on that heel hook still.
Mike's corner doing a great job of coaching as well. Julian out of the volley is one of the head instructors there, and he is a great at breaking down each little thing you're supposed to do. Doing a great job, Jack is of getting that knee line out.
Yeah.
Really good job.
Ooh.
Oh, almost now, but great guard recovery by Mike. This is a fast-paced match.
Fast, but also tactical, right?
Yes.
We've seen a couple of different styles of fast. I feel like in the Reese match, it was very much so a more chaotic and all over the place type of fast. This is a fast, and even in the our co-main event of the evening. Which technically it is, but we've seen all different types of fast tonight, and I think it is a testament to the level of grappling that we have here.
For sure.
And you also see, especially at the blue belt level, you
Yeah.
don't know how much at a gym they train leg locks, defenses, things like that. So you don't know what someone might know or what someone can defend. But I know at the vault they're very heavy on their leg locks.
Yep, for sure. And Mike looks composed
Yep.
in all of these positions.
Absolutely.
He's doing a great job of peeling that right foot of Jack's off every time he goes to that single leg X. So definitely knows the defense.
And imagine if this level, every inch counts, right? So you can't be, I mean, it almost goes without saying, but you can't be getting too squirrely or wild.
For sure.
15 seconds left.
Back in on his own straight foot lock. I think he needs to pinch those knees a little tighter to get it tight. The thing is, they pump so hard with the knees.
Yeah.
If once the legs are split, they're not going to be able to finish that footlock. And we are coming up on short time.
Yeah.
All right,
End
no
of
sub.
round one.
Going to round two. That was a fun one.
Stalemate after round one. No submissions.
I'm liking the leg lock battle by both of them, though.
Me too. These are fun. I love good leg lock battles. It's fun to try to dissect what they're doing. That's such an up-and-coming thing in the sport as well, which is what, I just think it's a great game changer.
Yeah. Like, I love to see more gyms, training leg locks at lower levels, and not the traditional old school type gyms where they wait till purple belt to start teaching.
Oh, man, I know.
Don't get me started on it. But
Don't get me into a whole rabbit
right?
hole.
No. Like, they should start leg locks, especially even at white belt level.
It's good for learning to defend, too, if you're, going to a visiting gym.
Right?
Here we go. Round number two.
If you don't know how to defend, then, that's how you get injured. And especially, as long as you can do it safely, you know, they should be allowed to do it.
I agree.
Because like even more competitions are allowing, you know, like heel hooks at the blue belt level. So if they're waiting, like,
they're going to be behind.
Right, exactly. And leg locks, you know, I think that it takes years to master that stuff. It's
absolutely. Mike is already chest to chest. This is going to be nice. Full mount for Mike. Very great. We're not even a minute in here. What do you think? You haven't started training yet. Does this prompt you to want to train?
Absolutely. Well, I have just a little bit of experience. I do love the sport, but I mean, seeing stuff like this, it does definitely appeal to the MMA fan inside of me. Constant pressure.
What a reverse. He reversed the position, escaped, reversed, and now Jack has passed.
Yeah. Now we're just seeing them work, you know, more upper body.
Back
so
and forth. Yeah, this is great.
But now that we see Mike is on the bottom, you know, we're going to see what type of guard he wants to play and if he wants to set up more leg lock entries like he did that first round.
Jack hinted at a paper cutter there for a second, and I'm wondering also if he's going to decide that he's going to sit back, like just change his mind and be like, you know what, I'm not going to pass your guard.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know.
And I think it's really hard to just play setup guard up against the fence, too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if I was Jack, I'd probably be pulling on an ankle, dragging him back.
Ooh, straight foot lock attempt from Jack. Mike splitting the legs. Proper defense.
Right. He's got to get that butt a little bit over, though.
And a face of determination from Jack as well. See him struggling to get.
Corner calling you sit on the foot, which is exactly correct.
Oh,
great
nice.
sprawl out. Beautiful. And he's got Jack's head up against the cage, so I'd imagine that is definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's got a really heavy half guard going on right now. Like, you can just see, like, it's Jack's a little bit stuck there. He's still trying to work
Oh,
it out.
Nice
the weight
reversal.
distribution of Jack.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
Looks like he
Full
got
mount.
a little heavy before that reversal.
You really always have to know where your weight is. Jack did a great job of switching that. Little kipper action from Mike on the bottom. Oh, man. Every time I think one of them has solidified a position, the other one moves to a dominant position. That's the fun thing about blue belts.
Right?
They keep it interesting.
It's also the fun thing. I mean, we're watching a certified Jack Classic right now. That's just when you think you got him. Same with Mike Cole. I mean, both these guys. We talked about pretty much everyone on the card. All of these guys are gamers, you know?
They are. That is definitely a very common word. And aggressive.
Yes.
Nobody is afraid to leave it out there, and that's the best part. Jack on the back.
Yeah, you saw Jack was kind of threatening that head and arm choke, and you saw Mike, he started to turn to his side. Jack took advantage of that, so now he just took the back off of it.
And he might be setting up the head and arm again if he loses it. It looks like he's got that same thought if he were to come right back up. He's squeezing, but he doesn't have an alignment of the back.
I was thinking, was he almost going for like a twister?
Yeah,
because he had that. He had that far
interesting.
leg, but
Yeah,
now
over
he's
his other
like
leg for the legs.
reverse mount, so maybe like attacking a little bit of a knee
Both
bar
legs,
there.
and yeah, this is it. This is an interesting thought by
knee
Jack. Very interesting. If Mike does sprawl back, he's going to climb exactly into mount. So there you go.
Right? And now we got Mike in mount. Let's see what he can
We're
do
just
here.
back and forth. They're just trading it off.
Minute 30 left here.
Kipper to single leg X. Very
Beautiful.
nice. I'd like to personally see one of them reap deeper for any of their leg lock attempts. I think that would secure a position a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them, they're working off of that, you know, the more traditional ashi, outside ashi. Maybe try a little bit more for like a saddle position where you can kind of keep more control. You don't have to worry so much about your own legs being threatened as well.
I completely agree. And now we have Mike back on top. Will he be able
Trying
to
to
mount?
slide over to
nice
top.
Little cradle from side control. He's going to sit for a leg lock. I love
Here we
it.
go.
Into
Ooh,
honey
saddle.
hole, into
Come
saddle,
on.
baby. Oh, Jack is out. These guys are great. Again, short time coming up on the last minute here in round 2. They're keeping it fun, that's for sure.
I know, we're seeing a little bit of everything from these two.
You don't know if they're going
Like,
to pass, they're going to hit maybe a toe hold here.
Right? We don't even know. We don't know what's happening. It's like they got everything. We don't know if they're going to pass. Oh, Mike's got a nice little bite on that heel.
Did he tap? Oh, okay. Well, was that a tap or was that the end of the round?
It looks he's shaking his head, so it looks like a tap, maybe.
It was a tap, right? Hopefully we can get clarification.
Hard to say.
It was like it was right before. I know it was right before the music sounded. So I don't.
He
Hey, Jake, can we just get a claim? Was it a tap? Was it 100% a tap? It looked like it. Yeah, just so we can know.
Cole with the round 2 submission. Round 3 coming up.
Right.
That seemed to just happen like right
With
so
like
quickly.
1
it was hard to
second
see.
left. It seemed like he got. You could see
The music came on, and I was like, wait.
You saw Mike. He did have a little bit of a bite on the heel hook, but
Yeah.
it didn't look like he had so much torque on it. But I guess
Right.
he had. He had a nice bite on it.
That was really interesting. I definitely want to watch that match back. I think when Arena Plus drops.
Yeah, it's a
That
little
was
hard to
interesting.
see because it was
For sure.
away from our vantage point up
Yeah,
against
yeah.
the cage. But hey,
But now
1 second left on the
pressure's
clock.
Jack. Yeah, that was crazy. Every second counts. We say we're coming up on short time, but truly you're not in the clear until time is up. Jack looking to sit back. I like the 2-on-1 grip from Mike. We haven't seen a lot of that tonight.
Jack also right near his corner.
Yeah, which is really nice and
Very beneficial.
Mike with some good leg elevation.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying for that butterfly elevation
That
into
was
like
beautiful.
a saddle entry.
Both guys look a little more slower this round, I feel. It feels like we're
Just a
happening
bit.
in just a lot slower of a
Tad
pace
belabored for sure.
than previously.
You see Mike's got a little bit of a bite again.
Oh, opposite come out. Oh, he was a good switch on to a
Ooh.
potential.
Oh, my
Wow.
goodness.
Good for Jack reading that change of position. Oh my goodness. He's in a great spot.
Yeah.
Jack is.
Now he's got the back. He's gonna
Oh, but
mat return, but yep.
got him.
Cole ends up on top.
He's like, shoot, that was so cool, but like not quite.
It was like, oh man, like you got it. Wait, how did I end up on bottom?
Hey, way to go for it though. That was fun. That was fun. Ooh. Nice. These guys are really good at knowing where the other weight distribution is and changing it.
Jack's really sneaking about sneaking his knees in,
For
especially
sure,
from
for
like
sure.
that mount. Like he's able to get that good pressure to elevate and just sneak the knees in.
I think we're seeing a lot of floating today too, just like floating over butterflies, and that's like an advanced position.
It is.
Like this is great advanced leg pummeling here from the top position.
It's a little bit over 2 minutes gone here.
The kipper looks nice. The defense, we have a headlock here for Mike Cole.
Yeah, you saw like Mike a little bit of like a mounted guillotine, but I think he's just using a little bit more just to kind of
Cook him a
hold
little.
on to him, you know.
We're already halfway through this round.
Ooh.
Mike definitely still hunting submissions.
Rolling toe.
Whoa.
Interesting. Rolling toe thought. These guys are on it.
Maybe
Throwing
Darce
everything in
choke
the
here.
kitchen
Darce
sink.
by Mike
Woo.
Cole.
Cole's got to roll into it.
Too tight quite yet. The right arm is over.
The arm of Jack
Great
up.
defense by Jack.
Yeah.
He steps
Oh,
right.
That's it tight though. You see how red Jack, his face is getting here.
I wish we could see where the right arm is in this angle.
Yeah.
All right, looks like Mike had to readjust his
I was
grip,
gonna
so he
say,
might not
yeah.
have it as tight anymore.
Oh yeah, he's out of it. Very nice.
A little bit under 2 minutes left to go.
Plenty of time for Jack to
Yep.
get a submission. They do look slower, but I think they're equal pace, which is,
Yes.
is the benefit. Both guys are kind of matching each other.
Right. Neither guy is getting sucked
Yep,
into
yep.
the. Yep.
And Jack he's laying it all on the table out there. He should go home tonight thinking if he does lose, he left it all out there.
And that's Jack. I mean, he's never going to be out of a fight, truly, and he's going to fight to the bitter end.
Mike, though, definitely using his weight to stay heavy here now on the top of Jack. And this is where it's been, beneficial for him because he doesn't have, maybe a buggy.
Buggy choke.
That actually looks like it could be tight. Good defense.
Oh my goodness.
That could get pretty tight. I think he needs to get his
Yep.
left leg in on that neck there to loosen it. But
Yeah, if
that
Mike
looks
can
like
take more of his left arm, except for stepping over does.
It's
create some
difficult.
space as well.
Oh my
very
goodness.
nice.
Great job by Cole.
Right in north-south on a Kimura. Wow, we're coming up on less than a minute, and Mike is back in dominant position. That was a really good look at a buggy, though.
That was.
It was very cool. I want to say maybe 30 seconds or so left. Beautiful control into mount by Mike. I think that buggy was Jack's last big,
Yep.
let's see it.
Yeah.
Like, Mike's
Final
coming in on
stand.
this unlock.
You
Yep.
know, Last little Hail Mary.
Started away on him a little bit.
Little armbar here.
Oh.
Armbar attempt.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that, yeah.
If he could take it over a fulcrum.
And that's a tap.
Oh, man. 2 at the buzzer taps by Mike Cole. Wow.
Mike
Very
Cole
nice.
finds the late round 3 submission.
What another
And-
action-packed.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, I mean, respect has to go to Jack, but Mike Cole, you talk about an impressive
And
performance.
your winner out of the blue corner, Mike Cole.
And the button on top, right? The cherry on top of the icing there. Absolutely. Way to get it done late.
That was awesome.
Mike, congratulations, man. Great win, very dominant. How's it feel to be in the arena cage doing exactly what you wanted to do with a win?
Great, man. This is the second time that I got 2 submissions, so it feels really good. I knew Jack was going to be a game opponent, and he definitely brought it, but I came out victorious this time.
And both your submissions came in the final 30 seconds of each round. So were you meticulously planning for that, or did you just have to wait until you found your opportunity?
Just wait until I found my opportunity. I've been trying to play more top position, more top heavy. Last time I competed here, I was more guard oriented on my back. So I'm trying to show a little bit of both. But yeah, it was a great opponent, great match, and yeah, I had to really dig deep.
Well, no stranger to the arena cage. When can we expect to see you back? I know we're not coming back until 2024, but are you with us then?
Yes, yeah, I definitely want to get on that card. And I know you guys said you got the bells coming, so hopefully I can go for like the 155 title in the future or something like that. So I'll definitely do that.
Well, exciting as always. Congratulations, Mike Cole, ladies and gentlemen.
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my gym, the Vault BJJ. I got my coach Julian Banner here. And Matt Kelly too at the gym. He's the gym owner. These guys spend a lot of time with all the athletes, and I just want to give big thanks to those guys.
Well, it certainly showed tonight, man. Congratulations again, Mike. Mike Cole.
Jonathan Lopez, what brings me back? I really need a win at arenas. Let's be honest. I did a little bit of training at Droogs. Shout out to Droogs, everybody at Droogs. Did a little bit of training at Daniel Gracie's in Phillies. Shout out to everybody at Daniel Gracie's. I'm basically just going to really try to hunt for the sub, not second think anything, and just go right in.
Dylan Harish out of Mid-World Martial Arts, 10th Planet Bloomsburg. I fight MMA, so getting to do this grappling in a cage is super sick. It's going to be exciting. I'm out here to try to have the most exciting match of the night, gas my opponent, and go for the finish. I like the format. 15 minutes is a long time to grapple. Fighting MMA, definitely have the cardio advantage. I'm excited to go out here and wear my opponent out and win.
All right, guys, here we go. First, out of the blue corner, Jonathan Lopez.
Right. Welcome back to Arena, Jonathan Lopez. He currently has a 3-4 record with us. He's a blue belt. He recently won Fight to Win. Also, he claims he's a submission hunter, so he's an exciting one to watch.
J-Lo. I'm excited. He's great.
And his opponent, out of the red corner, Dylan Harish.
Right, Dylan, this is his debut here at Arena Grappling. He's from 10th Planet Bloomsburg, also a blue belt. And he's not just a jiu-jitsu guy. He's also an MMA fighter, also a kickboxing champion.
Uh-oh. Can you please read the comments about Dylan?
Sebastian, Omar, you guys are on deck.
They seem to have him at 34%, so.
All right, so according to Dylan, he is the highest paced grappler behind Cockle.
I like that. I like that. Everybody knows Andrew Cockle.
Anyone in this
so-
area knows Andrew Cockle. He's
That's
another high-level black belt, literally competes every single weekend, wherever he can. And he's just one of those guys, when he grapples, I don't think he cares about his own body. Like the amount that he throws himself around just to get position, just to get his submission is absolutely bananas. So.
Gotta respect it.
So if that's what he's channeling, I'm here for it.
I
Right?
know. Let's see that energy.
Nice single leg here early.
Right.
Oh, and he's in on a tight guillotine.
Very good job by Lopez. Yep, the guillotine.
Jonathan Lopez has AJ Deshani in his corner, though, doing a good job of getting out of the guillotine. Now trying to climb to the upper body. Ooh. Jonathan Lopez, though, is also very fast-paced. We've had the privilege of watching him multiple times. And I'd like to say I don't want anyone to get fooled by his 3-4 record. Some of those losses are against black belts. So he's great. He's a long-time blue belt. He should be a purple belt if you ask me.
And you see, like, Dylan Harish is really, like, using that Heisman, like, pushing him away to get some space.
Really good job there. Regaining the position, though, by Dylan Harnish.
I'd say both guys are probably going to be really comfortable in the cage because John Lopez is a fighter as well, so no stranger to this ring, in any ring. Very nice takedown by Jonathan Lopez.
You know, it's funny, it's an aside, but Dylan Harnish kind of moves very reminiscent to in the UFC. I'm trying to think the Sandman. When he's out in open space, I see shades of his footwork there. So very fast, and it seemed like a very light on his feet type of competitor.
I also believe, Dylan, he's got an amateur title fight, MMA title fight next
Coming
month.
up. Okay. What is the promotion? Do you know?
I believe it's with Maverick MMA.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's really cool. He's out of Midworld as well, correct? And I think Eric, they have a great MMA team out there, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I'm sure he's ready to go.
Ortiz just relentless here with this pressure.
Yes, Jonathan Lopez is looking great, for sure. He's got very, very good chest-to-chest pressure on the top there.
I think you hear some talking back to his corner there.
Jonathan sporting the ever great bottom half is his Droogs. We call them the vomit shorts. But the top half is our previous arena grappling rash guards, and they were made by Schismatic Industries. So shout out to them because their merch is dope. I love their stuff. And obviously they actually made the Droogs pants as well. So he's got a full set by Schismatic. Dylan, he's really quite the headhunter. He's been using it for everything. He did a great job of using it to escape that position.
Yeah, and you see kind of typical like MMA style that someone's working more for the stand-up. Instead of working for a sweep, he was using that, the Heisman to kind of push him away so that he can stand up on his own instead of sweeping.
Definitely, they both feel more comfortable standing up, I think. Oh, I like that. I like that feint a little bit there. That was pretty cool. What do we have? These are 155ers, but they are thick. I love it. Dylan is funny. Definitely interesting. His style is cool.
This is just unorthodox movement.
For
you
sure.
don't know
where he's going.
What he was doing.
He's got good position trying to pick the leg of Jonathan Lopez, but Jonathan doing a good job circling out.
Yeah,
it's been a very quick match. I feel like we're already down to the last minute. Lots of stand-up.
Whoa.
Nice shot.
Big double here.
Oh, down.
And a big mat return.
Oh, very nice.
Great job by Dylan there.
Both guys have proven to have very good wrestling, very good top pressure.
Yeah, it was really good double leg there.
Absolutely. Lockdown for John Lopez on the bottom. Coming up tight on that first minute. We have a smother. We have a smother alert. Ding, 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 ding. I love a good smother.
Right, especially when you're just kind of stuck in that like bottom, half guard position,
man,
and you're just like, nah, I'm gonna be a little dirty here, and we're just gonna.
And that lockdown keeps you there, so you might as well just do something while you're there.
They're like, oh, yeah, you just want to lock down. You're not really gonna do anything with it. Look, my hand is going right on your mouth. Try and breathe now.
Jonathan possibly coming up for the dog fight. Coming up on short time, though. Very
That's
nice.
into round number 1.
No subs, round 1. They're a good matchup. I think they both have very, very similar names.
Stalemate heading into round 2. No submission.
See a lot of wrestling, not a lot in the submission department. But I want to see how this advances.
Lots of headlocks, but I feel like the headlocks were very much so used to change position.
Yeah.
They're definitely a great even matchup, that's for sure. They're very similar stylistically as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's not for lack of trying, that's for sure. It's both guys being very evenly matched.
Neither guy's gonna pull. That's what I think.
Yeah, and Dylan's comfortable working off the cage as well. He's got a lot of experience there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know Jonathan Lopez is out of 302 BJJ. Do we know if, I'm assuming Midworld probably also has a cage or a ring or something along those lines since they are an MMA school. So both these guys are definitely super comfortable. Dylan's wrestling on the cage
Yeah.
is great.
Try briefly for that.
Yeah,
that
especially
outside
working
trip.
those feints, you
Yeah.
know, that he
Feints
was
are
just,
good.
that's how he had.
Little showmanship here too.
Sides. Very interesting.
He just put himself up against the cage.
Just picked a different angle.
Good single here.
Jonathan in on a very nice single, but
See if he can
trying to get a little
finish
bit
it.
of a little bit. Diesel squeezels can get tight quick if that is what he's looking for. Uses it to
Good
drag
snap down by.
Jonathan down to his
Yeah.
knees. That was a good combo. We've got a hook in by Dylan, looking for that second hook. Dylan looking very composed. He seems like he has had a lot of fun this match so far. I feel like he's just kind of letting his energy flow, which is really cool. You could feel
in the
it.
moment.
Yeah,
It kind of looks like he was like setting up for that power half to try and get that other hook in.
Oh yeah, power halves are brutal too. He's
Love them.
close.
It's a great way to really expose, the other side to get that other hook in.
Good job by Lopez.
Oh, he
Yeah.
tried for a
Whoa.
bolo. But John is up and out. Finds himself on the top.
Yeah,
Lopez
looks like
did
he
really-
wasn't able to keep that hook in when he went for that roll.
I was gonna say Lopez when he was on the ground and he was turtle, he did a good job of keeping everything compact, right?
John Lopez considering going for some legs here, but needs to find a good guard. I think needs to connect.
Dylan was having none of it.
On it.
He's just like,
is
nah,
just
I
in
just
there.
give me my leg back. We're not playing this game.
Deep half for Jonathan Lopez. Got to really watch that arm, make a commitment where his deep half is. I think the biggest difference is Dylan seems just comfortable wherever you put him.
Yeah.
Top or bottom, whereas John looks a little tired.
Like he's almost like a step behind.
Yes, I would agree. He's doing a great job of defending everything, but he does seem to be just slightly behind.
Ooh.
But I know John's got the capacity. Oh my goodness, the double leg.
Beautiful double leg.
Well, there is something to that, it seems like, to your point, Dylan is using a lot less energy because he's a lot less rigid. He's kind of very much so formless, fluid. Yeah, whereas, and I'm not going to say that necessarily Lopez is so rigid, but he is, it seems like he is expending a lot more energy in anticipation of a lot of what Dylan's throwing.
For sure. He just doesn't look as comfortable, I think. And he is in a Darce. Dylan has a Darce.
I think he's trying to use it a little bit more to maybe try and push his way into mounts.
That's a good thought. Oh, he'll find a turtle.
Nice back take.
But John Lopez, he was just here a couple weeks ago, and I watched him spar for MMA, and that guy can hold like 25 minutes easily. So, I think sometimes it comes down to how you're feeling that specific day, mentally and physically. Mental is such a part of the game. Unfortunately, I always
absolutely.
feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see Lopez, he just has you've seen this in both rounds now. He just has that super tight turtle. And he was just waiting for the perfect time to escape. So that's what he did. He rolled out of it, now he's just in that half guard with a knee shield in there. So he was able to get himself to a much better position. Just right timing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
Dylan
got
asking
great
for the
IQ.
time.
Yeah, just casually, how much time do I have left here to get this job done? Oh, almost a peek out. Very nice. Watch that triangle for John. Got me nervous.
Showtime.
Oh, man. Mounted triangle.
I was going to say.
Wow, and John is out. What a connection.
Wow.
Coming up on the short time, but you never know. Dylan has made multiple attacks. John doing a great job of defending the positions, though.
Yeah, he was able to defend that triangle at times really well. Able to scramble out of that really fast, and now he's back into this really tight turtle where he's not giving Dylan
No
an
inch.
inch to try and throw in, like a hook or even a knee.
A lot of people, turtle's not a great position to be in, but what it is it's still an athletic position, and I think a lot of people forget that. That was great use.
Yeah,
of
I think
his
he
hook.
just used also a nice little Peterson roll
It's
there, so or we call it
very
kind of
cool.
a lazy man roll.
And he's in on Nogi Ezekiel with very, very tight time. Beautiful way for Jonathan Lopez to end up on top at the very end of that long match, that round, I should say. No submissions, round 1 or 2.
Still no submissions heading into round 3. First submission takes it all.
Winner takes all. What do you guys think? You think we'll see a submission here in round 3?
It's tough to say because I feel like And this is no disrespect to Lopez, but as we mentioned, he is so tight. And when he does get into that turtle, as you guys noted, he is so, I mean, it's very hard, it seems like, for Dylan to get anything of note going. But that is also where they end up most of the time with all of these takedowns that Dylan is shooting. And just with, it seems like where the natural flow of the fight is going. So we might be seeing an 10-minute overtime here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Dylan has given him a lot of different looks. So, if I'm Dylan, I'm wondering, how am I going to submit this guy?
And it's a credit to Lopez. I don't know why I keep saying Ortiz. Lopez. It's a credit to Lopez in his defense, moving with all of those looks and defending all those looks very well.
Yeah, for sure. There's one thing I do know about John Lopez. He can pull a submission out at any time, too. So even though he looks like he's in dangerous positions, escapes can lead to offensive positions quickly. So there's no ability for either of these guys to rest in this last round. I hope we get a sub, though. I love seeing a good round 3 sub.
Right? Because you don't know how tired either of these guys are. They've already done 10 minutes of action.
For sure.
So it's like we'll see in this third round.
Dip it in the single from Lopez.
The gas tank.
Yeah, and their personalities, you can tell just in the cage, are so different. Dylan has been very entertaining, and Lopez is very straight-faced. He's all game.
All business.
Business.
Yeah.
That's
business.
it. That's exactly the word. Does a great job of putting Dylan to his butt with that single. John definitely good at pressure passing. I think every time we've seen him in a strong position, this is where he's been. Dylan, great use of his switching the position. What a fun matchup.
Yeah, and you see again, Cage playing this type of position up against the cage. It's a little bit harder, to really get a pass or anything like that with Dylan up against there. But he's using, his more of his MMA background to work his way up. This is the smart way to stand up against the cage.
For sure, and it was exactly what you said, too. He doesn't look to sweep, he looks to stand, which he absolutely just did again. He's obviously very well-versed in standing up from bad spots.
Lopez also trying to throw a hook in.
Broomstick from Jonathan. Not a bad idea. I do love a broomstick.
Yeah, because, again, using the cage, they go to stand up. They're not so worried about someone taking their back, especially up against the fence, just because you might put in one hook that we saw, Lopez put in one hook, but because of the cage is on the way in the other side, it's so hard to get that second hook in. So they're not as worried when they're trying to stand up to base or anything like that.
That's a good point. Jonathan looks very good this round, too.
Yeah.
I'd say last round, Dylan was taking a lot of offense, and this round, Jonathan's taking more of the offensive side.
And you can hear in the corner, too, they're saying energy-efficient options. So they understand that they have some time to cook here, and it's not necessarily a do-or-die situation as if, Dylan was able to lock up something in the first or second.
He's doing a great job of following Dylan. I think we're starting to see the tiredness set in a little bit from both guys, for sure.
2-on-1 here.
Things are getting a little heavier breathing-wise. Dylan's down.
Really good job there.
Good use, good place to put the hooks in on the back here.
Yeah, and you saw Dylan made Lopez really use all of his weight to pull him down too. He made it really hard for him.
Definitely very tiring.
It is,
for sure.
yeah.
And he's making it very difficult for him to get hooks in, keeping that elbow and knee connection tight. Very smart defense. We've got one hook.
Really good.
Almost second hook. We need
almost.
Chest to spine. Chest to spine it's there. Looks good. He's coming up on a little under 2 minutes, but Jonathan is on the back of Dylan. I don't think Dylan's going to make this easy for him, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's especially hard up against the cage, to really get that. Dylan's really trying to prevent that second hook from coming in. But Lopez looks like he's got the body triangle.
Body triangle. Great choice. If there was a smother, we wouldn't even be able to see it, and I hope we're not missing out. But I hope he's doing it in spirit for us.
Right. I want to see all the smothers
I want to
tonight.
see everything. Every round, or every arena, there is some type of high-level competitor that's just wild at smothering.
That has happened to me once in competition, and I couldn't help but laugh. Even I was like, there's nothing I can do. Even her coach was yelling at her, what did she do to you?
Oh, man. Coming up on the last minute. John Lopez on the back. Can he submit Dylan in this short time? He's in a great position.
I was going to say, he's certainly in an advantageous position to do so.
And, this is good for him to get his energy back. I think both guys working hard, but Dylan, the body triangle gets so tight.
No.
It's so hard on your breathing. So I think going into overtime, that could be a factor that weighs on him.
It's so much more exhausting when they have that locked in really tight.
Yeah. you're worrying about your ribs and your neck.
Right. And I will say, like, Lopez, he doesn't have super long legs. He doesn't have lanky legs. So if he can lock in a body triangle, that's on
gonna
tight.
be really
It's
tight.
going to be tight.
And I should also mention, we heard earlier in the round the corner say, energy efficient options, and we just heard him also say, hey, let's get a strong investment. So I don't even think it's something where they're actively going for a submission at this point, to your guys' point.
Yep.
Hey, stick with the body
Just
triangle
cook
and
it out.
make an investment, right?
For sure. Got a little bit of a look from Dylan. I feel like he can be angry, so I'm nervous.
He's been looking at us. He's been as he
I
passes
feel
by.
like he could definitely come back and make it an angry thing. But I feel like John Lopez got something in the bag still too. So we'll see. I know I wouldn't want to be in the cage with either of them.
Yeah, no.
so-
Especially now, after 15 minutes of action, now another 10 minutes. Like
They're
ooh.
angry, they're sweaty, they're out for blood.
Right, this is where
If I was in there would be tears. So
gotta leave it all on the table for this man. Like you just gotta go for broke.
Go for.
For what?
Right,
For
right.
nothing. For nothing.
At least they get so many lessons in real time about their game.
Absolutely. And then you have it on videotape later.
Yep, absolutely. Heavy double unders for Dylan. Immediately puts Lopez up against the cage.
Have you guys had many draws?
No, not
No?
really. We could definitely count on probably just one hand.
One hand,
between all
okay.
these series, how many draws? Both guys very receptive to their corners.
Yeah.
I feel like they both are honing in on what their corners are saying and doing a really great job of listening.
And it's kind of nice being in a venue with no crowd, so they're able to hear their corner clear as day.
Absolutely. Yep, you can hear them nice and easily. All lights on them. I would say that they both look tired actually in previous rounds more than they do now. I know they look tired, but part of me feels like these guys have pretty good gas tanks.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially because they're fighters.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they
We saw like a little bit of a Netflix.
a little back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an aspect too where they know they're in overtime, right? So it's kind of like, all right, you catch your second wind. Mentally, you have to know that it's time to go now.
Dylan's corner calling for pressure. Just reminds me of that song. He's like, pressure, 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 more pressure. More. I don't even know how it goes, but that's what it reminds me of.
Now I can't get it. I have that stuck in my head now. Yeah.
You could sing it for
Thanks,
us.
Kat. Thanks.
Little under 2 minutes started in overtime. Still 8 minutes to go. We got a lot of time left here.
Right, yeah, you're just seeing a lot of hand fighting. Both guys kind of jockeying for that inside position.
Lots of collar ties with throw bys. Oh, Dylan's back to
Oh!
outside trip. That was a good look.
And I wonder, how much is it if Dylan's having fun, right? Does he open up that much more? Because at the times when I've seen him late in this fight, rather more so than early, is when he's had the most success, and it's been when he's kind of
Having a good time.
duking and
Absolutely. I feel like when you can channel having a fun time in there, then you're more likely to do better.
Right, and it seems like it just frees him open to seeing more opportunities.
For sure. I've really been enjoying both guys and the cage
absolutely.
wrestling. Their
Yeah.
wrestling is really great. It's fun to watch.
Beginning of a single leg there from Dylan, bails out on it.
I think they're a little banter, friendly banter.
Yeah.
Wish we could put mics on the competitors.
I think it would just be a lot of heavy breathing, though. Might get a little weird.
A lot of like the
like, you suck.
Yeah.
Dylan shaking out his arm, might be a little bit tired here, or maybe in some type of pain.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I like the
he
thought of the
really,
trip.
that was an aggressive, single leg that he was trying for.
Yeah,
he had
for
to,
sure.
yank Lopez.
Inside
leg.
trip here.
He's there again, too, with that attempt at that trip. He's chasing it. He's got to watch that head on the outside for those guillotines on single legs. These guys are battling from the feet.
Whoa!
Orange attempt. I love that. Did we saw? Oh,
We
man.
did. We saw one earlier. Second one tonight.
That was pretty fun. Maybe looking to connect the legs here. John has a good look at maybe the back.
Looks like he's
Looked
still
like
trying
a-
to attack the leg there. Ooh, he's got a nice
Ooh.
little right there.
Got to separate
bit of a
those
heel
legs.
hook.
Those John Lopez.
Oh.
Knees almost free. He is free. Very nice.
Nice.
Great job defending there by Lopez.
Oh, and he is forward pressure, John Lopez. Chest to chest, corner calls out, and he will find himself with double unders. Beautiful.
And you see, I think this is the first time where the guys have been out in the open when it comes to being on the ground. Everything else they were doing before was so
that's
up against
right.
the fence.
And this is our first ground in overtime. 4 minutes. Took them almost 4 minutes to get there. Lots of cage work and wrestling. Every little bit's going to count here coming up in this last 6. I'd imagine they're both very tired. But
And as you say that, a little bit of an exhale there, like a sharp exhale from Dylan. You heard it on the floor.
For sure, for sure. John Lopez abandons that underhook because looks like Dylan had a really good overhook.
And also, I mean, even if Lopez doesn't manage to get, nothing comes of this, this is still extremely energy taxing
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Dylan.
Did he get his leg all the way out to mount? Are we in full mount?
It looks like it.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, he's going for a
'Cause I
no
can see it a little bit over
Ezekiel,
there.
Mr. Lopez is. Dylan holding on for dear life, considering maybe a kipper or turning to the back. Looked like he was considering giving up his back for a second.
Maybe setting up like kind of almost like a head and arm choke there.
Definitely a scary position for Dylan, especially with 5 minutes to work. John Lopez needs to keep his hips heavy if he wants to maintain this position. Because what I've seen is Dylan is squirrely.
Yeah.
He's a squirrely guy. John really working that head and arm if he could get there. He's got that right arm completely across. Maybe even a look at a gift wrap. We have a good gift
Maybe
wrap here.
Yeah.
This is going to give him good, oh, he lost it. Good defense by Dylan.
You see Lopez still like pretty heavy here in the mounts. Like he's just still like chest to chest, really smothering. Like.
Right shoulder pressure, just cooking him. And I think he's in the right to do so. He has plenty of time to work here, as long as he can stay heavy. Jonathan Lopez corner calling for a mother's milk, which would be so much fun to see. Again, I think we were talking earlier. That's literally where they just put their chest in you.
Right.
Let it go.
You just feel like your nose is going to break.
Oh,
And it's just, yep.
It's
one of those.
It is
I think it's
something.
the new buggy choke. I will say
Yeah.
it
It's
is
the new
the thing
meta.
that it is
Something you don't
all
see a
the
lot.
rage right now.
All the kids love
Like,
it.
Yep.
Oh, nice follow to
Wow.
the back. And a good far side underhook from Mr. Lopez. Wow.
I will say it's very fun in the gym when you see someone in mount and you're just yelling at them, milk him.
Milk him. What an escape from Dylan. Wow. He's going to sit back.
Oh.
Yeah, boy, that is... Looks like John has a good boot to come around, though.
Yeah,
Very nice
he was
turn.
able to put that foot right to the mat to
Absolutely.
really defend that straight ankle. And
They are selling out, going for broke. John's corner calling him to come out as Dylan tries to go in on that left leg of John. He's going to come in tight. Oh, beautiful takeout of the knee line by John Lopez. Oh, man.
About 3 minutes
a lot
left.
More versions from Dylan here. This is a thing we haven't seen previously by him. I'll tell you, he's got a great guard.
Yeah. Like he's definitely bringing that leg over into like that panda guard, really trying to like enter that leg lock there.
For sure. John's doing a good job of controlling the hips, though, making it very difficult for Dylan to roll through. If he could bring that leg across, he has a good look at a leg drag. Oh, knees out again. Both guys fighting for top position. More pressure. Sorry. It's perfect. I wish they would just let it go in the background. Oh, lots of throw-bys and collar ties.
I mean, both of these guys have got to be exhausted. It's been almost over
is a
20
battle.
minutes of action so far.
About
They've
2
gotta
minutes
be
30
tired.
left.
Got John with double unders. Dylan against the cage. Dylan's corner calling for an Uchi. I love an Uchi.
Wow.
Up John, high hips. The hips always win the battle. Who can get the higher hips? That's going to land on top. Hey, Dylan. Got Dylan attacking the legs of John, and he'll find himself on the top. Both guys up to their feet again.
Dylan breaks the fourth wall and then gets back up to his feet.
Fourth wall. I like that. Yep, that is so true.
It's like, no, we don't exist.
Yeah. We're just disembodied voices. We're not supposed to.
Nice single leg X into a heel hook from Dylan. Oh, Jonathan, good at taking that knee line out, though. Very good recognition. Both corners calling for the guys to get up. Great listening by
Yep.
both guys. Holy cow. Coming up on the last 90 seconds.
He's got
Dylan,
hands locked.
big double leg, gets it.
Oh, nice dump.
That was it. That was one of his many tonight.
No.
You could make a highlight reel for him of dumping. But again, it's sub only.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So we're
you
about
can
a minute,
dump,
yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
About a minute away from a potential draw.
This was a great match so far, though. Whether one of them catches it at the end or doesn't, you know, they've been very entertaining the entire time. Definitely leaving it all out there.
Yeah, it's been great back and forth action between the two of them. So evenly matched up.
Yeah, for sure. Both guys just very receptive to the coaching, to the time, to how much effort they need to put in every single position. Honestly, these guys do not look like blue belts. They look no shame on the blue belts, but they look very good.
I think you could say that for almost like a lot of the blue belts we had today. Like no, if you watch the match and you ask someone what belt rank do you think they are, like most of the time you would not assume blue belts.
No, definitely not. Coming up on short time, both guys leaving it all on the mat here, or as I should say, in the cage. Just go for broke.
Both corners,
tired.
yep. Both corners calling for drastic measures here.
Coming up on the last 15. I don't know, guys. This is our draw.
Oh!
An attempt at a flying triangle / armbar. Very cool. Oh, my goodness. I absolutely love it. This is amazing. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
That is
The
very loud.
aggression.
Wow.
That was an aggressive timer. Was not expecting that.
Was that necessary?
I don't know. I don't think so, no.
Oh, man. Our first and only draw of the night so far.
I was just like, yeah, that was just an angry timer.
After 3 rounds in overtime, this match ends in a draw.
That was. There was a lot of entertainment value in that.
There's a lot going on.
Omar and Josh, you guys are up next.
My name is Omar Algarhi. I'm coming to Arena Grappling just to showcase my skill set. I've been training for a long time. I've been grappling for about 10 years now. I'm not too much on the competition stage yet, but it's all in the room training. I've submitted a lot of good guys in the room, a lot of black belts, brown belts, but now I'm coming to showcase for the stage here in Arena Grappling. It's a great organization. It's a great promotion to get your name out there and to promote these younger fighters.
I'm Josh Haymaker, which brings me back to Arena. Just excited to compete. I love the format. Endurance pace suits me really well as a wrestler, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so we got shout out to homies CJ and AJ. CJ's gonna be competing right after me, so keep an eye out for his match. Competing out at Paramount Jiu-Jitsu, best gym in downtown. You're gonna see a wrestler. Now, you might see some new guard pulling techniques. I'm coming back from an injury, so I wasn't able to do as much standing. So I'm really excited to show the new stuff I've been working on.
For our next match, out of the blue corner, Omar Algarhi.
To be the best, you have to train with the best. And ever since Omar started training full-time, he's trained with some of the best. Phil Hawes, Dylan Dennis, a couple of standouts, and he looks to make his debut tonight and hopefully have all that hard work come to fruition.
And his opponent out of the red corner, returning to the arena cage, Josh Hammaker.
Josh Hammaker, the only listing I had on him, he called himself a very handsome boy, and he's also a purple belt. So that's about the lowdown I got on Hammaker there.
So where do we got them from? We have Josh Hammaker out of Paramount BJJ.
Yep.
And Omar is out of Culture. Where is that?
Culture's in New Jersey. It has a lot of, yeah.
170-pound bout, and it is purple belts versus each other. Here we go.
Also important to mention the resume of Hammaker. Very impressive. Let's see what he can do here.
So Josh is one of my main training partners, and he is a great wrestler. So I'm definitely excited to see this because I have a feeling Omar is going to bring some heat too. Also, shout out to Grounded Grappler. They are sponsoring the main event here, and Omar is sporting their entire outfit. So if you guys want to check out the new company, you guys could go to, I think, www.groundedgrappler.com and find some of that good merch that he's wearing.
Very intricate designs, too, on the back and the front.
Yeah, they're nice. I think they said they got some stuff or ideas from maybe Robles, or Robles makes their stuff, and you can kind of see a little bit of the Robles in the shorts, which I like.
I love the direction that a lot of these fits are coming in. They're getting away from the ninjas and samurai swords and, stuff like that to, more better looking designs.
I totally agree. No shame on show your roll, though. That's obviously the Mercedes-Benz of jiu-jitsu. I personally can't afford it, but it looks beautiful on Josh. So I'm going to go with Grounded Grappler, support our local brands. Anyway, back to the match.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're still standing, which I'm not surprised about.
Big pressure from Josh early. Looking to make
so-
Omar make a mistake.
Especially two guys, with a heavy wrestling background, there's going to be a feeling out period sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, you, especially if they're not as comfortable working off their back, they are not trying to give up that position.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both interesting, too. I know you commented that Josh said he was the very handsome boy,
Yeah.
and it looks like Omar just put that he's the biggest man in New Jersey currently. So they really took their resume seriously.
They gave us some interesting comments.
Yes, for sure.
To talk them up.
Josh, though, had a good year. I know he recently took, I think, third in the DC Open for IBJJF, which is pretty awesome.
Very impressive. Good sprawls by Omar early.
Very nice. Wow. Way
He
to
was
come
on
out
the
of
neck.
that from Josh. Both guys very aggressive, forward pressure. I don't think we expected anything less in this matchup here.
Absolutely not.
Oh, my goodness. Constant snap
Yeah.
downs and collar ties.
Both guys pretty squirrely early, too.
I just wonder, will they wake up and feel that in their neck tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. They're going to wake up.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, because, if you got someone that's, so heavy on that neck, you
Full
got to
body
defend
weight.
it.
Yeah.
It's 170 pounds just weighing down on your neck.
Trying to snap it down, too.
We do have Riley's hands here, though. He is one of the masseuses that comes in. So if you guys can check him out, it's Riley's, I think, _hands is his Instagram handle. So make sure you guys check him out, too.
I was going to see if they gave complimentary stuff to the commentators. I don't think we get massages.
Oh, you can get a massage.
Oh, we can?
Yeah.
Oh, I know where I'm going
Find
after
your way
this.
there at
Are
some
you
point.
kidding me? What? I'm getting there after this.
I mean, this is hard work sitting here.
It is.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
a lot of talking.
Oh my goodness!
The whole time.
You know what it's like when one of them sprawls. It sounds like
An
almost like a
elephant
gunshot or like a yeah.
Wow.
Wapow!
Both guys are not going to concede to the bottom position. That's for sure. And we're 3 minutes into the match.
Yeah.
This could be one of those matches that you don't see the ground at all in round number one.
Could very well be, but Omar in on a single.
Oh, but Josh on the flip there. Omar not letting Josh up. Josh finds his way back to his feet. Oh, my goodness. Very nice. Good look at showmanship from both guys here. Very fun back and forth by Omar and Josh coming into this last little over a minute here. I think it's so hard with wrestlers because they have their only game plan to start is to wrestle.
Yeah.
So if you don't get them to the ground,
I
it's
take
gonna
you
be some time.
I take you down, I stay on.
Yeah,
top.
I take you down.
Yeah, right.
I take you down, I submit you. That's it. You take me down, I stand back up, and then I take you back down.
I do wonder to what end it would benefit either guy to kind of cut an angle and maybe go for an outside trip, feint in for a shot and try something at an angle. Because really all we've seen is feinted shot attempts.
Yeah, and heavy sprawls.
Yeah.
Such heavy sprawls. I think we had that one single actually into the single by Omar, but Josh was so quick to get up. Training with wrestlers is such a different form of training jiu-jitsu because they don't play the bottom at all.
Yeah, and you can see that there's a difference between these guys are more pure wrestlers compared to the MMA fighters because they are not really using the cage.
Yes.
The second they get pushed up against the cage,
They're
they are
off.
trying to get off of it. Whereas you saw some of our previous matches, we saw some more MMA-based fighters, so they were using that cage because that's what they're comfortable with.
That's a great
Absolutely.
point. Definitely a great point. We're going to come up on short time in round one here, which is going to bring us to round two. All right, so that was a match that did not go to the ground at all. So
I think it was on the ground for maybe a few seconds.
Round one, no ground.
Yeah.
We need some groundwork in round two here. I don't know what we're gonna see, but I'm a little bit nervous.
And it does bear repeating. I mean, Omar did and has trained with UFC fighter Phil Hawes and Dylan Dennis, who those that are listening might know from the Logan Paul fight. He's a terrible boxer, but he is a really, really good grappler.
For sure.
Very, very good grappler. So he's getting consistent reps with some of the best in the game.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
All right, going into round 2. Oh,
We got a
there it is.
But maybe looking to wrestle up.
Yeah, I
You
think
can see that.
you could
front
see
leg
it. You
creeping
could
a little
see it.
bit.
It was like he was already starting to lift his hips a little bit. Oh,
Some single leg X from Omar.
Okay.
I love the switch up of the game.
Yeah,
That was really
very well needed adjustment. Could be something here.
yeah. So it looks like he's really trying for that straight ankle lock, but couldn't quite get control of the rest of the leg.
I love him testing his guard too. That's one thing that's cool about wrestlers that are willing to change the dynamic, and that's what Omar's showing us right now. That's awesome. I like seeing that he's comfortable on both, and he didn't just wrestle up right away, so that's really great.
Playing some butterfly guard here.
Yeah, this is cool. Nice leg circles from Josh.
Because that's one thing about jiu-jitsu, it's like you have to have a well-rounded game everywhere, especially.
Absolutely.
It's okay if you're like white belt, blue belt, still trying to figure out your game, But once you get up to purple, brown, black, you need to be good everywhere.
Yep, that's so true, especially in this format, right? I mean, you can't just bank on wrestling because there's going to be no sub there. So looking to change that game is really imperative to being a better grappler. He's got a good guard, too, which is pretty fun to watch. He's very sticky. Well, we know Josh Hammaker could definitely go the distance. He is a vet here. And actually, I think one of his previous matches did go to a draw as well. He has a win and a draw. It looked like he almost passed north-south, but Omar did a great job of inverting. Oh, and Josh finds himself in full top mount. 1 minute, 30 seconds in. This is not going to be a good spot for Omar here.
Yeah, you see he's trying to isolate that arm, walking it up. Ooh, maybe like head and arm choke here.
A lot of
Might
head
be
and arm
a
gift wraps today.
Yeah.
Omar very trying to move his hips here, but Josh heavy.
Yeah, Josh is heavy. His hips are not over Omar's hips anymore. So when Omar tries to hip up, it's just not there anymore. It's not going to be as effective.
Josh's corner calling for the head and arm to get lower. I agree. I think it needs to be tight, but he's getting closer to it getting low.
Yep.
Could get tight here. I think he personally needs the right arm of Omar to be a little more under the neck. I feel like Omar's putting his other hand up to tell us, no, it's not tight. And that's exactly, he is going to be out. But Josh with a back take, very good sequence for him.
Yeah, it looks like he was thinking about maybe that arm bar, and then now he's just into the back take. So he was very, very sticky on top of him. Wasn't able to, he didn't let Omar gain, any type of good position off of it.
Yeah, for sure. He's doing a good job of attacking the neck. Definitely needs to, we got a smother. Bing, bing, smother alert. Very exciting. He's going to follow Omar through. Omar doing a good job of defending the choke, though. Josh, a lot of time to work from the back here. I feel like that's also one of the things wrestlers are really good at, just taking the back. Wrestling and taking the back.
Yeah.
It's like their thing.
Like they can be explosive. They know how to basically connect their hips to someone else to follow them.
Oh.
Not in on the elbow. Oh, man. Omar with the reverse of the position, and he's going to be chest to chest. But Josh, wow, close guard.
Wow.
Beautiful.
What a scramble.
Great recovery. Very nice. Coming up on 90 seconds here. Lots of back and forth.
Josh gave us a deep breath, though. Took a second to kind of recollect himself. And natural, I mean, that's a
nice arm crush look.
Straight arm bar.
Oh, man.
It's an insane pace they've been fighting at now.
If there's one thing I know about wrestlers, it's that they can go forever, though.
Yeah.
Josh trains in the gym. He looks like he's never tired, even when he's in a bad spot. Oh, man. Omar is all over him, but Josh turtling. Wow. We've seen offense and defense on both ends now from these guys.
Yeah, a little bit under a minute left here, round number 2.
Josh doing a good job of trying to keep his arms tight in the frame here. I can imagine that knee on almost belly is going to be quite painful.
Oh, just have a knee sticking into it, yeah.
Not the best. Definitely not the best. Omar weighing on Josh in the last 20 seconds here is going to make him tired. We have Josh playing guard now. Oh, decides to pop up. I think he thought he was going to come forward and he was ready, and now he's not.
Oh, now you just see Omar just
Look at it. Little
giving him
McGregor-esque.
A leg here. Oh, no, we're doing it back and forth. I love it. I love it. We're heading to round 2 here.
A little showmanship from both men.
Definitely interesting. Things are getting hairy here.
Omar also looking, I'm not going to say exhausted, but you see hands on knees and a very deep breath, even now kneeling down.
That's always a good thing to look for, too. I actually know our coach, one of the things he tells us is never put your hands on your knees because it shows, like, weakness. I always try to keep them up even when I'm dying. But that is definitely a good point. Both guys are down a little bit here. That was a fast first pace round and second round.
Yeah, and I mean, first and second round, completely different from each other. First one was all on the feet. Second one, we finally saw some ground action.
Yeah, some guard pulling. All right, let's see what round 3 has to offer. First
See what these guys can do.
Hopefully we'll be getting a sub here. I'm nervous. These guys are definitely a good match for each other.
That second round felt, at least for me, like an eternity. I can only imagine what it felt like for those guys.
Goodness, for sure.
Trading hands like that.
They both have to be feeling each other's weight and pressure. That's for sure. Omar keeping Josh up against the cage. I like them battling for head positioning.
Ankle pick also could be there.
Oh, looks like he might have heard you.
There you go.
We've been hitting like a single.
If I get one thing correct tonight, it'll be the ankle pick.
Well, it's also especially this third round. If they're a little bit more tired, you know, the cage can be beneficial to you. Just because
Absolutely.
If you press someone up against the cage, you don't have to close the distance as much. They're already pressed against the cage. They got nowhere to go.
They can't keep backing up. We're still seeing some good feints from both guys. So many collar ties. Oh,
There it is.
Shoot,
An explosive single by Omar.
Oh, wow. But Josh right into the leg off that. He could be at backside 50-50 if he can keep that knee line in. He's going to find himself in regular 50-50, but shallow.
Good job pushing on by Omar.
Very nice. Way to capitalize off that. That's a great example of somebody, you know, getting taken down, but being able to recover from that position and actually take offense is pretty awesome. We've seen Josh pass his guard before, so this will be interesting. I wonder if Omar will try to stand.
Ooh, Omar's got a little bite on his head.
And that gets Josh against the cage and on his butt. Oh, Omar's going to take a nice pass there.
He was able to get that body lock and just dragged him down.
Gets half guard.
That was a great recovery from Josh. He looked like he was going to slide right into mount there, and Josh's arm just came out sneakily and pulled him right back into the half guard. That chest-to-chest is one of the hardest positions, though. I think it's so tiring there.
Oh, absolutely.
I sometimes think it's more tiring than full mount because they're putting all their weight on you to take their second leg out.
Right, especially, you know, when they have a cross face in,
Yep,
and it's just,
for sure. Josh with some great looks at leg attacks, though. Looks like he's trying to go for that far right leg.
A little bit more than 3 minutes to go here.
Oh, maybe thinking about a knee
Maybe a straight footlocker, a knee bar. Omar rolling through. He's off the knee line. To a calf slicer, maybe. He could hit a calf slicer if he came
sits up and grab his hips.
Oh, he had a great look at a calf slicer. Omar, clean slide through. That was
right
beautiful
into a head and
pass.
arm choke.
Head and arm. Head and arm here. That is very tight.
That looks like it is across his face. Josh trying to use the cage to get out. Oh, man. I think Omar's hips are going to be too high to finish it.
Yeah, because Josh was able to roll out of it.
Wow, the use of the cage comes back for Josh. Beautiful. Very nice
escape.
defense. Oh, my goodness. 3 minutes into our round 3. And again, no submissions in 1 and 2, so some emphasis on needing to submit the other person. Otherwise,
Pushing
we're
the
going
pace.
to round 4 overtime.
Yeah, which these guys have been going at such a high pace.
Oh, my gosh, for sure.
And then you have to think, if it goes into overtime, 10 minutes, does that? Absolutely. I think it factors into to Josh's favor.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think Omar looks a little tired, for sure.
Well, even above that, I mean, it's somewhere where Josh has been before, right?
Oh,
You know,
that's true.
He has that veteran experience. But absolutely, he is also tired, yes.
Josh has these good entries, but he doesn't look like he's fully committing to them, and I think that's also showing some evidence that he, too, is tired. Nice butterfly hook by Josh, but great heavy back step out by Omar.
Yeah, especially, 3 rounds. They're both probably really slippery.
Oh my gosh.
So
for
it's really
sure.
hard to hang on to that ankle, especially sitting back on something.
You can hear the breathing between
Yeah.
the guys here.
Yep.
I think this is the first time I've really recognized hearing breathing this evening. But we are coming up on less than a minute.
Neon belly.
Omar doing a good job of staying out of the guard of Josh.
There's another deep breath there from Josh on the bottom.
I think it is Josh we're hearing on the bottom there. Had a lot of exchanges of deep breaths, that's for sure. Coming up on the 15-minute mark here, or 15-second mark, I should say. I'm sorry.
I mean, technically, it's 15-minute mark, too.
Yeah.
Yes, also
Yeah.
the 15-minute mark. Going into the 25 mark as soon. Overtime, here we come.
All right.
All right, 10 minutes, sub or draw. We've got Jake as our ref here. I think that's the best dressed looking ref I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Very fancy looking ref.
Look at that. Came in looking all presentable. Not the normal, like, black attire.
Yeah.
I wonder what the play is here, because both guys have actually showed a fairly decent guard, but definitely again.
Yeah, because you might see, you see them attacking legs. The problem is that they're not, like, quite setting up the right position first,
Yep.
So they're just kind of going right for the submission. But if you don't have control of the rest of the leg, it's not quite there. Then if you don't control the leg, you're getting passed easily. Now into this overtime round, how tired are you? If your guard gets passed and you're suddenly stuck in bottom side control, it's going to be so much harder to escape.
And they've both spent a fair amount of time in bottom side control and bottom mount. I know Omar in the second round and Josh in the third. So I think we're going to hear more breathing again in the very near future. You can hear them collar tying.
Yes.
Heavy collar ties.
They are
Collar ties.
very heavy. They're like collar slaps.
Well, even so, I mean, with the single leg that Omar went through, I mean, you could hear he physically grunted.
Yeah, it was definitely loud.
Whoa!
Wow, that was cool. Right into single leg extra,
Whoa.
Josh.
Uh-oh.
Maybe a belly down foot lock. Oh, and he switches it over.
Yep. Again, he needs to get more
Needs
control of
control.
the rest of the leg.
Omar's got that right arm in, too.
So before trying for the submission, you have
Position
to get
before submission.
Exactly.
Yep.
Basics. You
And
got to
those
get
knees
control
are
of the rest of the leg.
There's no
right?
way it's going to get tight like that. Corners calling out for
Yeah.
the legs have to be together, and that is so true. Wow, Josh, belly
Really
down
nice
to the
pass and
turtle.
back take, too.
Oh, my goodness.
I think probably a little reminiscent of like wrestling days.
Yeah.
Holy cow, yeah, for sure. These guys are wild. Josh, back to the top on an almost back take. I need to get reoriented, too. I don't know what's happening, but it is very quick, very quick. Omar with the sticky butterfly hooks. Josh staying heavy. This would be a great opportunity to float past for sure. I know we've been seeing a lot of that.
Yeah, these guys have been like effectively killing, the butterfly hooks.
Yes,
like floating,
yes.
nuts, giving up that position by keeping your hips really high.
Omar going in for a leg of his own here.
Oh,
Considering
toe
a toe hold to the butt.
Ooh.
Might prompt Josh to have to
Ooh.
spin. He's got to bring that foot to the butt, though, so I would assume it's probably not very tight there.
Oh!
That's a calf slicer. We got a calf slicer. Okay. I see you, Josh Hammaker. That was awesome.
That was sneaky. I was more focused on Omar and his toe hold, and then
my
suddenly it was this calf slicer came out of nowhere.
That was very cool. That was a fun overtime. Props to both guys. They look great.
Yeah. And Josh
Again,
Hammaker.
make sure you guys check out Grounded Grappler. That is Omar's outfit of the evening.
Josh Hammaker, the first man to get it done within overtime.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Judy
All right,
called
guys.
me into the door.
I'll see you later. I'm going to go.
There you go. Go do your thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with a very sweaty, wet Josh Hammaker. Josh, welcome back to Arena, my man. How good does it feel to be back in that dub cop?
Oh, it feels tired. I like the couch a little more.
Well, you don't like going overtime? You wanted to get it done sooner?
I'd rather just watch cops and get sweaty.
Well, Josh, big performance tonight, man. You pulled it out in overtime, and it was a very close match until then. What are your thoughts on your opponent and the match in general?
Dude, Omar is awesome. I have not faced a good wrestler like that in a long time. It was a big threat. It made me change up my game, so I'd go for the leg locks. I don't like doing that, but I had to. It was awesome. That was the best match I could have before.
And you're one of Arena's biggest names. You're one of our most reoccurring members, competitors. So let me just ask you, what are your plans for Arena in 2024?
Oh, I'll be back. You watch.
Well, we
CJ,
can't.
I'm coming for you.
CJ Burkheimer call out. Josh Hammaker, congratulations, my man. Josh Hammaker.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Sebastian Gallegos. I'm representing Team Choke Lab. I like competing in Arena because it's a blast.
Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Anthony Gojani. I coach at Agoro Gym. I'm looking to come here into Arena and get a bunch of double legs. I feel pretty good to be at Arena. You know, I love the venue, the production. Team's great. Working with everyone here is awesome.
First out of the blue corner, Sebastian Gallegos.
Sebastian Gallegos, a guy that always stays busy. He's had tons and tons of experience. We talked about it in the break, 200 plus experience.
Out of the red corner, Anthony Gojani.
And a guy that has a black belt at the age of 22. I mean, these guys, just tons of experience, a wealth of experience between the both of them. Ready to clash here.
Absolutely. So we have brown versus black matchup. Sebastian a brown belt.
And we get started immediately. That
This
was
is
a
awesome.
quick start.
I am really curious to see what Sebastian's game plan is today, because he has been wild and then he's been composed, but always exciting to watch.
Well, Anthony had mentioned to me that he's looking actually to get into this position here. He's looking to get a counter ankle lock. So look for that here.
That's
he said if
good
he
to know.
can't get him out of there in the first minute, he will throw the first minute away and actually not sandbag, but look for openings in the
Look to see
upcoming
where he can
rounds.
get in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to have a game plan, you know, when it comes to this stuff. But sometimes that goes right out the window, depending
absolutely.
on what the other person does.
That is so true. There's many a time I've planned for something and it did not go that way at all.
Well, it sounds super cliche, but Mike Tyson, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. Like, you know, everyone has a plan until someone throws up a, an ankle lock
Right,
attempt.
that is so true. And this is Anthony's first time here, so I'm wondering how he's experiencing the cage. I don't know much about his home gym. Do you guys know if there's any MMA training there, or any cage?
Yeah, so we I should say I train there, but we do have a So I've
That's
spent
good to know.
I've spent a good deal. He's a very cerebral guy. We do have an MMA gym, or an MMA team, I should say. But where we shine is our jiu-jitsu program has been growing exponentially, and at the head of it has been Anthony, and you know he's a guy that
So he's one of the head instructors there.
head instructors, and he's a guy that will view things very granularly. Like, you talk to him, right, and he says, "I know what this guy's going to do. I know what I want to do. I know the way I want this match to go." He's not a guy to leave much up to chance, and that's
He's definitely doing a great job of controlling the match right now.
the way his
Himself
mind
top
works.
half there.
He could maybe have a say if he can throw that arm over. Again, you guys are the experts, but potentially a head and arm. If he gets something that might be a little bit too high on the hip.
Sebastian, though, he's great at reguard. We can see some really
Yep.
good X guard here off that half guard of Anthony's, where he was getting pretty crushed. But did he just settle into mount? I can't tell from this angle. Sebastian may have a left leg in, but I cannot tell.
I think so. It's also one big thing that we focus on in our jiu-jitsu program, and you know, for those watching at home, take a look at this, is shelving of the legs. So Anthony, a lot of the philosophy he preaches, you'll see he's going to be shelving Sebastian's legs from the bottom. That takes away, obviously, a lot of the power of the bottom player. So be on the lookout for that.
He could have a good look at a head and arm now. I know you mentioned it earlier. I think he is in full mount.
Yeah, it looks like he's really trying for, you know, a lot of arm isolation here. You can see that he's kind of pressuring heavy, trying to get underneath the elbows to try and push up a little bit.
You know, we're only halfway through this match. And it feels like they are moving slow because they're so technical, but they've actually advanced positions and changed positions multiple times.
Yeah, and that's what you see in like the upper belts. You see, especially this is like brown black belts. You know, they're a little bit more smooth with their movements.
Not a lot of wasted movement.
Right, exactly.
For sure,
So, you know, when they're trying to force position, it's like it's just very smooth. It's calculated. They're not wasting a lot of energy. So when you see a lot of blue belts go, it might be a little bit more on the spastic side, a lot faster. They might be wasting a little bit more energy, but
get
these
tired
guys,
a little faster,
right?
for sure.
So you see, this just looks. You can definitely tell, you know, the difference in experience level. And you have Sebastian here too. He says he's got over 200 matches under his belt when it comes to grappling.
Holy
so
cow.
he is experienced.
He
Might be
did a
something
great
here.
job using deep half to reverse that position, but Anthony's in on a Kimura
Yeah.
here. He could even have a potential Choi bar if he were to take his left leg and thread it in front of the head. He's got the legs.
He's got the
Long
legs.
for this.
That is definitely long.
About a
legs.
minute
I am
left if he
jealous.
wants to do something here.
Both guys looking pretty good. I would say in this round, Anthony has definitely taken primarily the offensive side, but Sebastian's got great defense. He's escaped a lot of tricky positions so far. Sebastian definitely doing a good job of staying tight, but we are seeing a potential Choi bar. Wow, the timing of Sebastian to get out of that.
And a nice back
Right
take
to
too
the
from
back from Anthony.
Wow.
Coming up on short time, though.
Nice body triangle.
Oh, my gosh, the body triangle. Beautiful.
That was an impressive transition.
About 30 seconds here, potentially in RNC. It's hard to tell from our vantage point, though.
Yeah. Sebastian doing a good job of trying
Fighting
to
the
escape
hands.
that body triangle, though. Can he finish in the last 20 seconds? That is my question.
Haji.
He's doing a good job of staying connected, but I don't think it's going to be a lot harder to
Yep.
submit Sebastian.
Yeah,
He
you see
is a
Sebastian. He's
gamer.
really tight. You know, he's like
And you see
not able to get underneath his chin. or
Gojani
really
kind of giving
anything there.
an inventory, kind of shaking the limbs a little bit, saying, what can I go for here?
Right, for sure.
And that'll be the end of
There's
round number
time.
1.
Very nice.
Great from both guys.
No sub in round one.
after round
Man.
1.
That was great.
So what do you guys, if you're in the corner, I don't mean to cut you off, if you're in the corner, what are you telling Gallegos? What are you saying if you're in the corner of Gallegos? Any adjustments, any counter strategies, anything like that?
He's got a good guard, but I would tell him to stay standing a little longer. I mean, he just got his guard passed a few times, and we've seen him standing before. He's good at standing. I would tell him to switch it up. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good game plan. Because obviously what happened the first round, he was on the defensive most of the time. So now
here
we are.
we go.
There you go, just
There
as
we
the
go.
doctor ordered.
There's the
Oh.
wild Sebastian we all know. Anthony
Went for a
opting to pull. I love it.
Flying,
Sebastian
rolling
sitting back.
Kimura.
That is what we look for here at Arena Grappling. And
Little
this is
bit
the
of a-
co-main, so not disappointing for sure.
A little bit of a chatter between these two competitors. I heard Sebastian say, "Huh?" Yeah, definitely a little bit of
I
vitriol.
like the head hits.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of the aggressive form of jiu-jitsu, which
Yeah.
is still technical, but I'm loving Sebastian coming out like this. Definitely
a good
changing the pace.
Yes,
for
absolutely.
Sure. In the corner of Sebastian, we actually have CJ Burkheimer, who is going to be our main event tonight, and I think he's probably in it up talking about how to hold this position. What a change of pace.
Yes, absolute night and day.
Night and day. We're seeing a complete reverse of position.
Right? You can see what happened, you know, between these multiple matches. Like, game gets switched up, you know, if what didn't work that first round, they're going to switch it up to the second so they can hopefully get a submission this time.
I like Sebastian's corner calling out,
Yep.
like, are we on top? I do think it's important if we pick top or bottom. He's very, like, back and forth on what he wants. You see him up, then you see him back. Anthony can tend to take closed guard.
Oh,
very
my
nice.
goodness.
I think this guy trains with Anthony or something. I'm not sure.
They seem almost like friends in a weird way, you know what I mean? It's like they've known each other for...
Yes. Oh, was that a hip bump?
Yeah, he was trying for a hip
Good
bump, but you
God.
see, like, I think he's trying to just maybe...
He's wearing on the head.
He is.
Yeah.
Like, you see the constant movement of grabbing the back of his head. Maybe he's just kind of like... discombobulate him a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
on what he was trying for, and then you saw when he really postured up fast, that's where you saw that
changed it up.
that hip bump that he
And
tried for. So
I've had the pleasure of training with Anthony, and this is exactly his game. Is like when you think you have
Oh,
him,
high guard.
it's exactly when he's
and
just
he's
so
gonna throw
when he
he's a
gets
gamer.
opposites.
Yeah, he's
Like,
very
yes,
sneaky.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
He was very sneaky. He went from the attempted bump to right back to the guillotine. He's got a good setup.
And you see, look at his face too. I mean, you know, not really breathing heavy, but also not really showing much emotion at all.
Right to a back take.
Great
Very
back take there.
nice.
Nice.
I feel like Sebastian came out ready to game, and Anthony was like, let me match your pace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, no, I'm gonna show you what I got.
Yeah.
Both guys going at it. Anthony in a back triangle on Sebastian here.
Sebastian doing a good job of keeping the hands up, fighting that choke.
He's very good, it seems like, at opening the body triangle. He knows, which direction to take it. Obviously, as a brown belt, seasoned brown belt, he knows what he's doing. But
Also, it's harder.
that
It's a
could
little
be
sunk in.
tight.
That's a tap.
Round 2, rear naked. Very nice by Anthony.
And Gojani with a decisive strike, albeit in round number 2. He would have liked it in round number 1, but he got it in round number 2.
Hey, the pressure's on, though, for Sebastian in round 3. This has been a great co-main event so far.
This has.
Oh, man.
First submission wins in round 3.
Well, actually, I think, Jake, we would have, it would be, we just had a sub.
So it would be.
He got a rear naked.
So he would need a.
Anthony got a rear naked. So Sebastian has to hit a sub
He
to
has
win.
to respond here.
Correction, Anthony Gojani has 1 submission going into round 3.
And I was just going to mention, what do you guys make of the height difference here, the size difference, right? Because it's, I mean,
it can be noticeable in jiu-jitsu because especially
yeah.
when you have the longer legs, you saw how easily he got into that body triangle. And even in close guard, he
Yeah.
was able to triangle his legs from there as well,
Right.
which not everyone
He's
is
got
able
that
to
lengthy
do.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so it's...
But there are pros and cons to everybody. Sebastian
Absolutely.
is smaller. His escapes
Yep.
are going to be quick. He's escaping a lot better. But Anthony, I mean, he's already in mount right now, so
And
he's ready.
Very good at using his length. Very, very good.
We see a nice transition to S mount here. Gonna have a good look at the arm. I think that
Yeah,
right arm could be in some
potentially-
danger of Sebastian's.
Potentially an arm bar there for a moment.
Yeah, the only thing you have to worry about is how close you are to the cage when you're trying for an armbar from S mount, but he looks
Yeah.
like he's got still a little bit of space there, except now he's in that 3/4 mount, so...
Could have a good look at a back take.
Yeah.
Especially with the, I think he has a gift wrap on the top.
Oh, you got a little
chalking,
smother?
Little
Little smother joke?
We love a smother.
Yep.
Do it again.
Bring on the smothers. Come on. Let's go.
Nice explosion there by Gyos.
Ooh.
To get back
Very
on
nice
top.
switch of position from Sebastian, but Anthony responds with an attempt at a quick front headlock. I love the weighing on of the head by Anthony.
Right? More the grabbing on the head.
Very exciting.
Because I think it probably confuses someone because that's something that's a little
absolutely.
different. You think like Sebastian might be thinking like, what is this guy doing? Like, what is he doing? Like, so it throws you off for a little bit, and then he just sneaks something
Then
in
he just
like a
pops
sweep.
it in. I know Wagner Hocha is very popular with like just the constant weighing on the head. It makes you tired because your head's bopping up and down, and then before you know,
and
you're
the
gonna
smother
hit.
choke too. So.
And
the smother choke.
And the smother.
Your line of eyesight changes. You know, you're obviously not going to see everything coming, so he can, of course, chain that into exploding outwards and getting to a more advantageous position.
So this is interesting. Sebastian actually was on the top, opted to take the bottom, and is now getting his back taken by Anthony.
Slick back take again by
Right.
Gojani.
We have a lot of time this time. We still have 3 minutes to work here, and he is already very tight on the back.
And one thing you'll see, too, is Gojani will slide his thumb under the chin. And that's something that he also drills a lot in our gym. I don't know if he'd want me giving that away necessarily, but it definitely opens up the neck there.
He's doing a good job of prying under the neck,
Yep.
but Sebastian keeping tight.
Yeah, and you see like he's got also, the wrist control on that side. You think maybe he might be trying for an arm bar? Like a potential
Yeah,
arm
for
bar
sure.
setup
Especially on the
from
weak
that
side.
back.
That's a good thought. He's full of tricks, it seems like. He has great connections between submissions, so I wouldn't really be surprised with anything he throws. He could come back up to mount if he gets too heavy.
Got a deep bag for sure.
Sebastian doing a great job of keeping the fight active.
Yeah, he's really trying to deal with that body triangle. It's just so hard with someone with that long of legs.
I know.
It's definitely frustrating at that
He
point.
did a good job of scissoring to open the body triangle,
Yeah.
though. It is
now
open
it's open. It's open. He's got
But
his hips out.
those legs are
so you're
long.
gonna see if Sebastian wants to end up on top. But it looks like he's still gonna stick with bottom there.
I'm really surprised because he looked so good on top in
He
round
did.
2. Like, that's where he's been the strongest, and he's down a round, so I feel as though he should play the top.
There we
Nice
go.
off-balance by
Maybe
Gallegos.
I think sometimes they
He
hear
heard
us.
you. He heard you. He definitely heard you.
But I do think he looks good up, and he looks like he's going to opt to sit back to guard again. He's got sticky hooks, but Anthony's just doing a fantastic job of floating and passing that guard.
Right, because
You can see his
Sebastian's
right
like
leg pummel.
he's using that knee on the inside, but you saw Anthony was really with his long legs was able to still step over
he's just
the knee
hopping
pretty
over.
much. So again, I think we're gonna see
Yep.
gift wrap probably into that back take once again.
Definitely a good system for him. Has
Mhm.
been working every time. This is where I think the IQ comes into play too. You know, he's just sticking with what works.
Right.
It looks like it's
Exactly.
under
in
the
there.
chin.
Anything under the nose
chin.
is the neck.
Yeah, it's on the chin. This is still really
It could be a
uncomfortable
crank
for
that's
someone.
painful.
Could be a crank,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a little bit of a
Sure.
mandible squeeze we got going
Oh,
on.
my
Get it
goodness.
back.
Second
Anthony
for Make It Show.
Gojani gets it done.
Very nice. 2 subs for the debut of Anthony in the red corner.
With a dominant performance.
Good stuff.
And your winner, out of the red corner, Anthony Gojani. I'm here with your winner, Anthony Gojani. Anthony, welcome to Arena Grappling. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good. First time competing in a while in this type of scenario setting. Very exhausted.
I can tell. We'll keep it short, man. I mean, it was a pretty dominant performance. You were on top. You were controlling the entire match. You got 2 submissions. So what else can we expect to see from your dominance going forward in Arena?
I'm not sure. I didn't even mean to do that. I was trying to double leg him the whole time. I saw the ref wasn't scoring anything, so I decided I got to go for subs.
We talked about this pre-match. I think you have the score set wrong, but Anthony Gojani, congratulations. Anthony Gojani.
My name is Yanni Lord, and what brings me here, it's a good fight, all the way from Jersey City. Oh, it's actually my first main event, pretty excited, a little bit nervous, but I'm looking forward to it. My style, I'll say it's pressure, heavy hands, fighting, try to be on top. I can play guard as well, but most likely I'll try to wrestle, try to put him against the cage and take him down. Ultimate goal is to get a belt. Fight for a belt. I asked for it, but they told me they don't have a belt, so it's okay. A win, it will do.
Hey guys, this is CJ Burkheimer. I'm coming back to Arena to get myself closer to taking that title, whether it be 175 or 185. I'm ready to come for it and win it. Yeah, just looking forward to it, giving you guys something to watch. Yeah, main eventing's great. Always happy to be on the card. Always happy to just kind of be a leader on these events and give everybody something to look up to. Hopefully I do that today. Absolutely important to add to that, but it's just going to keep going up and up and up, whether it's today or the next one or whatever. I'm just going to keep ending up being the highest up in the leaderboard, I guess, because I'm going to keep doing these as long as Joe's going to have me. He's a very threatening guy. He's very good with Kimuras, and he likes them from all positions from what I've seen, so I'm interested in that. I'm excited to go against that. I'm not usually good against Kimuras, so it'll be good to test myself in that. Message to the fans, thanks for supporting. This is only the beginning, like we've said many times. This is really only 1 full year of Arena being what it's at. We've just started the Arena Plus, so this is just the beginning. If you're liking what you're seeing, you're only going to love it more in the future.
Main event time, ladies and gentlemen. Entering first, out of the blue corner, making his Arena Grappling debut, Yanni Lord.
All right, Yanni Lore. He is debuting here at Arena Grappling. He is from Culture, and he is a purple belt.
And his opponent, out of the red corner, your leading submission grappler in Arena Grappling, CJ Burkheimer.
Right, CJ Burkheimer. He is 5-3 with 8 submissions here at Arena Grappling. He's from Paramount BJJ, also a purple belt, and he's tied for most submissions in Arena. Here is your main event.
And Jake's coming to join us here on commentary.
Oh, I missed it.
Jake the Great, what's going on?
Missed y'all.
Fantastic
How
job.
we doing?
Fantastic job so far.
Oh, thank you, guys. I can't wait to listen to what y'all been saying. It's been a good night of matches, though.
It has.
Always.
Excellent.
All right, here we go.
All right, 0 filling out period. They're getting right
Nope,
to it.
none soever.
No hand fighting. They're just like, nah, I'm getting right in here. I'm taking you down. Ooh, nice little Uchi there from CJ.
And I talked to both these guys before the match. They respect each other, but they both said they're coming out 100% blazing.
And they did.
There's the proof in the pudding.
I'm more so, I mean, these guys are 175ers. These guys look a lot bigger than 175. I would have pinned them at maybe, I don't know, just not 175.
They're both thick, muscular boys.
Thick, muscular men. Tall, too.
That's what's written in the comments.
Yeah.
Thick, muscular boys.
And we'll just see who's game plan, who can implement their game plan first. And Yanni's new to Arena, so
Yeah.
we don't really know what to expect too much.
The only thing we have of note here is that he says, "I'm scrappy." So we'll see if...
What an attribute.
Yeah.
And you don't know, because when it comes to CJ, he's got
Oh, my
experience
goodness.
here at Arena. Like, he's used to the cage here, so
He's very used to it. He
you
trains here,
don't-
too.
Right? You don't know how much experience Yanni has with grappling inside of a cage. It can be completely different when you're pushed up against it.
This could very much be a welcome to the league moment for Yanni Lure. I mean, CJ Burkheimer is a veteran, right? And you know, this is a guy that's been tried and tested, and he's tied for the most submissions in Arena. So it's going to be a big test for Yanni Lure. Let's see how he does here.
And one of the hardest aspects of Arena is finding your cardio, finding your pace. So we know CJ knows how to do that. And Yanni, we're going to see if this goes to deep waters, can he handle himself?
Yeah, and you see, here's the cage coming into play. You know, CJ had a nice butterfly guard working. It's just hard to elevate someone when your own head is pressed up against the cage.
Yeah, when you have a big guy, I mean, you talked about it, Jake, the gas tank, right? When you have a big guy like Yanni Lure over the top of you,
smashing his head into
smothering,
you.
In a
that's
hot,
gonna, yeah,
sweaty, tight rash guard. It's going to get you.
yeah, absolutely,
CJ's
it is.
last match, we saw him get the first round submission and then spend 15 or 10 minutes afterwards surviving. He survived with flying colors. So like I said, he has that gas tank. He has that experience. But he often relies on a hot start. So we'll see if he can get that going.
Yanni Lure doing a good job of controlling with top pressure here. And not expending too much energy, right? Like we talked about it. It's something you don't want to get too overzealous. Maybe you have the jitters, right? The adrenaline dump can sometimes hit, but
And we've seen some matches tonight go all over
Yeah,
the cage.
absolutely.
And this has been pretty stationary, so it's a change-up.
we've got our former commentary partner in the corner there.
Yeah,
She's-
Kat Miliaris coaching up CJ Burkheimer.
Woman of many talents.
Josh Hamaker's in there, too. He
Yeah.
had a big match tonight. CJ creating space. Getting
And
guard
there he
back.
goes. And he's away from the fence now. You know what I mean? Now he's got a little bit more room to operate. And he's going to use the fence to his advantage there. Very, very nice by CJ. Veteran move.
Now he's got way more room to move. You know, he's
Yep.
able to, you know, it's hard when you have your head smashed up against the fence. It's so hard to start to cut angles, you know, do anything like that. But now more in the open, like he has more movement back to him.
Oh, might be a... Oh.
About a minute left of the round here. Both just feeling each other out, really. Not many attacks.
Yeah, because I think, you know, CJ's trying to go, you know, he's grabbing underneath the leg. But you see Yanni, like, he's not trying to posture up, trying to escape his close guard. So he's not giving him any room to move or even set up any type of offense.
A lot of first-time competitors come in here, get comfortable in a controlling position, and forget you
Yeah.
need to submit to win. So
That's a good point.
we'll see if Yanni gets lost in his own comfort.
And that's what I was going to say, too, is it seems like he hasn't, and this is no disrespect, but he's been really good at controlling. Now he has to do something with it, right? Now you have to use the cage. Now you have to actively look, because this is arena grappling.
I mean, I know when I'm controlling and when I'm rolling, I get comfortable. I stay
Yeah.
there. I'm not on the bottom suffocating, so it's just a very dangerous game to play in this format.
I know, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing in grappling. I stay exactly where I stay put. I'm like, I'm not moving.
Where I can breathe.
Yeah.
And also, you think about it in, like, you know, 3 rounds. Like, maybe the game plan is to kind of, you know, tire him out this first round. You know, use your heavy weight, heavy pressure, you know.
And CJ ends round 1 doing Snow Angels on the mat.
Said something there to his corner. I don't know what that was. It said, I'm so something.
Yeah, I think he was a little frustrated that, you know,
Yeah.
like you kind of expect when you're playing like a closed guard game, the guy on top is trying to work out of your closed guard.
Yeah.
You know, it's because again, yes, it's submission only. So if you're sitting inside someone's closed guard the entire time, you know, you are stalling a little bit. You know, you're not effectively trying to find your way out.
Right.
You know, so I think he was slowing down some of the action a little bit. And so I think CJ was getting a little frustrated that he was a little stuck on the bottom.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do wonder what the discussion was about. It looked like going back and forth with the ref. And I don't know.
We will see round 2 of 3.
CJ pulls. He must have felt comfortable there, saw something he can capitalize on.
Hey, it looks like he's trying to invert a little bit from that reverse Del Hiva. Now he's trying to bolo a little bit off of regular Del Hiva.
You know what? That first round might have been something, and not to cut you, I apologize. That first round might have been the shock, not the shock, but, you know, a wake-up call. It was just, all right, you know what? Now I feel a little bit more comfortable. Let me push the pressure a little bit. Let me push the pace. Let me start to attack a little bit more now.
Yeah, so I think he's trying to play, you know, a different kind of guard. You know, he was kind of forced to play close guard because that's where he ended up, you know, off of the fence. But now him playing his own guard and he can play whatever he wants by sitting, you know, he's electing to use a different kind of guard, maybe to work for more sweeps or leg entanglement entries.
But one thing's for sure, I mean, I don't want to harp on it too much, but Yanni Lord just using all of his physicality, I believe you guys both said it, is a very good point. That is a large physical man right there, and he knows how to use all 175 pounds.
CJ's playing with some rubber.
Yeah, and also the dangers of, you know, the body lock from close guard is you set your arms up to attack. Ooh. And you
Maybe some here.
Yeah. Oh.
Lord does a good job defending there. Oh.
Leg entry. Ooh, that's...
This might be a crafty veteran move here from CJ.
I thought he tapped.
Oh.
Almost. No. Wow.
Snaky moves there from Lore, being able to just barely get himself out of there.
I thought he went for the tap, but he just moved the leg off
Yeah.
with the hand. It was
Yeah.
good. Ref's calling for some action. Thinks there might be some stalling on top. Has been sitting in full guard a lot, you know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, you know, wasn't looking, you know, to really get out because it is kind of on him. Even though CJ's leaving his legs open, he's not taking advantage of even trying to get out of the close guard position.
Yeah, there's no submission you can hit from the position he's in on top, which is just stalling.
Yeah.
The point is to hit a submission, so.
Right. Maybe look to pass.
Even if he's posting up or something, but
Yeah.
just laying belly to belly in full guard,
Right.
not an advantageous position. A comfortable position. Sometimes.
Okay. I mean, yes, for like an MMA fight, yeah,
Yeah.
chill there. Like you're winning when it comes to MMA, but you know, jiu-jitsu, no, we got to see a little bit of movement, especially submission only.
And I'd even
You know, when you're that person that's inside of someone's close guard, I mean, you might hit some of these submissions on like white belts, you know, that have only been training a few weeks, but you're really not going to hit anything from being inside someone's close guard. So you've got to work your way out.
I would also, I feel as though it is stalling, but there is an aspect to where Lore is using his weight. But I mean, it's still, you got to look for something here. It's not.
His corner's calling for in the pass.
Yeah, I mean,
Which makes sense, and you could.
His legs are open.
Right.
You know, CJ has had, you know, a pretty long open guard, but.
With the physicality, I mean, logic stands to reason. You could easily, not easily, but you could stand a pretty good chance of passing over and getting into a more advantageous position.
Yeah. I mean, the ref did call, you know, for action earlier.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating for CJ just to have someone sitting in your guard and not being able to get your legs around.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be the move for CJ to pull in round 3.
All right.
Looks like the ref is calling a stall action.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
You don't get to see that a lot in arena, so when it happens, it's good.
And for this particular match, it's also good.
It's in the rules for a reason.
Yeah.
Yep. So basically, the person who was the more of the aggressor if there
Right.
was one, you know, which is considered CJ at this point. So the ref gives him a choice whether he wants to stop, whether he wants to start top or bottom butterfly guard up against the cage. So CJ has elected this top position.
And Lord does not look happy at all with this.
And that's what I said. Maybe CJ wants to come out round 3
Yeah.
and wrestle instead of pulling guard. Now he's on top, so we'll see what he can do with it with about a minute left.
I think that's been the main thing, right, is he hasn't had a lot of space to operate. So the big question becomes, when he does have this space, what can he do here? Lore's
looking tricky on the ground, too.
Yeah.
Though.
Thinking about a leg attack, maybe?
I mean, looks like he has his own guard game. We just haven't seen it tonight, really.
Even match, though, through 2 rounds.
Absolutely. This is not to say that Lord doesn't possess skill, but it is kind of the prototypical, you know, a guy with a lot more physicality with a guy versus, you know, a guy that's a lot more tactical.
Yep.
$15 seconds.
It looks like we're going to be seeing a sudden death round 3 coming at you.
And we will go to the, I'm going to try to time it up, 3rd.
Ooh, got it. Timed it.
Wow. So, Jake, and this poses a question to both of you guys. If you're the corner of Lore, what are you telling your athlete right now? What are you saying? Because
get out of guard.
Right?
Yeah.
Got to attack.
He's got to be more active. You know, it's like, again, this is submission only. You know, this is you got to want to put on a show. You know, and it's just being inside someone's close guard is just kind of, unless he just planned on, you know, maybe wearing him out, hoping his cardio is going to be, you know, better than CJ's, and then he's just going to come out swinging this 3rd round, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows? That could have been their game plan. I'm not really sure, but, you know, this 3rd round, we got to see a lot more action from him.
CJ looks fresh. I've seen CJ gas. That's not it right now. He's there. Yeah, I think Yanni's got to be a little bit more aggressive on the attacks. And CJ, you know, he's been around 3 in overtime before. He knows what he's doing.
Corner of Lore seems to think CJ doesn't have wrestling.
CJ can wrestle.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about that.
See from this nice little
But he
Uchi that he
pulls again.
tried.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is he feeling something upstairs, up top, that's maybe the physicality difference? That's why he's, I don't know.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe he's afraid he's going to get guillotined if he jumps in on a shot.
Close to the leg a couple times.
Yeah.
He's hunting it.
So, yeah, if CJ can triangle, see, beautiful.
good.
This is what he needs to do. Triangle his leg on the outside there, so he still has control of the knee line of Yanni. So for now, we're just in like a 50-50 position.
Yep.
So this is where you have to be careful where, you know, you might be attacking his legs, but he has got almost the same attacks you do. So except you see CJ kind of trying to dig under his heel. Oh, he's got a bite.
Oh.
He got a tap.
CJ Burkheimer.
Got the
And that's the
finish.
most submissions in arena grappling, CJ Burkheimer. Congratulations, buddy.
Breaking records in emphatic fashion. And with that, Jake is going to go into the cage, get our interview.
All right, and your winner by submission in round number 3. It's going to be CJ Burkheimer.
And your winner out of the red corner, CJ Burkheimer. I'm here with your winner, CJ Burkheimer, now officially out of the tiebreaker, the most submissions in arena grappling. How's it feel, buddy?
Let's fucking go, man. That's fucking awesome.
It's pretty awesome. And CJ, man, you waited until overtime to get it done. It was a third round, excuse me, which was essentially a sudden death overtime. But anyways, what was the first 2 rounds? You guys were really feeling each other out, settling into styles. What broke that you found a submission?
Honestly, I would tell you if I could remember, but I can't after hitting my fucking head.
Is your head okay? Just a little bit?
So, yeah, I'm all right.
Well, you still look good, my man. And 2023 is a big year for you, a big year for Arena. 2024 is going to be even bigger. What's in store for you? Any matches you want?
I think it's time to right all the wrongs, beat everybody that beat me, and then get the belt.
I love it. CJ, can't wait to see you back, brother. Congratulations, CJ Burkheimer. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on 2023. Arena 12 is in the books. 2024 is